This week we smell like a still and someone stole our legs as we discuss the 1975 Giallo horror Strip Nude for Your Killer. Hello and welcome to the Bloody Bits Horror Show. I am your host, Eddie, the Axe Jefferson, and joining me as always is the fifth of whiskey in your shot glass, ladies and gentlemen. It is Tim Yobo. How are you doing today, good sir?
After seeing this movie 24 times in the last 24 hours...
Your arm is so tired.
I'm very tired. I'm worn out.
Tim looks like a half Popeye. And Tim, you and I are also not alone on our journey. We're being joined once again by co-host, the back alley midwife. It's Candice. How are you doing today?
Doing fantastic. I'm ready to talk about this movie. I have a feeling it's going to be a good one.
Oh, how could it not be a
good one?
What are you
talking about?
And speaking of a fantastic, and we are joined by friend of the show, winner of the Gathering 2004, 2006, and 2007 Juggalo of the Year. It is Wick. How are you doing today, sir?
Thanks. Jesus Christ. Thanks for having me back, guys. You are welcome.
Yes, Wick.
Yay.
Oh, man. I owe you one.
There's a
welcome.
there's a specific criteria that I tried to hit if I was going to be asked back on, particularly if you're going to do an Italian movie. And I think this one kind of popped all the bells.
I think the criteria we're looking for
My bells sound
is
empty because of this
Tits.
movie. Tits. That's how.
There you go.
And many, many other wonderful things, too.
And many more.
and many, many more. Wick, thank you for joining us here. This episode is going to be coming out just after Father's Day. So I want to wish everybody a happy...
Oh, no. Hold on. You got to put this out before Father's Day because this is the gift that every father wants to get, right?
You think so? I could.
Yes, this on Blu-ray? Oh, my God. A box of Kleenex?
Oh, my
That's
God.
what you need.
I could potentially do that. I could just shift around Charles' New York Ripper episode with this. That can happen. I can do
I don't
that.
know. I think this is real. I think a lot of fathers out there are going to be very, very happy that they got this
Really?
Blu-ray.
Okay, we're going to have to do that. Okay, so this is going to come out. Sorry, Charlie, you're getting bumped, but don't worry. Charlie's episode, New York Ripper's fantastic. That'll be coming out next week. So this is coming out just in time for Father's Day. And Tim, you suggest everybody run, not walk out and purchase a Blu-ray copy of this for their father.
Oh,
Yep.
God.
Well, I mean, look, I have a cat, so technically I'm a father now, right? So I can buy this gift for myself because my cat doesn't have any money.
Yeah,
Or-
that's
or-
true.
Let me tell you, if
fur
that
baby.
pussy gave me this video, I'd be like, hey, that's my 7th best pussy that I've seen today.
Oh my God, do we even have a pussy count on this movie? I think we're going to have to. Okay, so but before we get into the movie, I have to bring up a little bit of news here. Now, I oftentimes when I'm working, I will put on some iTunes and I will listen to music from today and yesteryear. Mm-hmm. And I was listening
Nothing for the future?
No future music yet. Not quite, Tim. But we were just listening to some wonderful hip hop before the show, and Tim got confused by the lyrics. So that might be like future music to you.
It's all Greek to me.
It is all Greek to you. Well, I'll tell you something, Tim.
This dude had so much money that you needed a giraffe to count it, and my question was, you need to find a giraffe that's also an accountant, or do you need an accountant to be able to stand on the head of a giraph to reach the stacks of cash?
It's like the Flintstones, Tim. You have a giraffe.
That makes sense.
The accountant stands on its head and counts the money. Yeah, it's a living. So, no, I was listening to music, and I was listening to some 90s alternative music. Because, every once in a while I change it up. I'll do 70s, I'll do 80s, I'll do whatever. A song came up on my random mixamizer thing that they have out there in the world, all fancy like. you guys might be familiar with. It's from a punk band from Austin, Texas, named Dynamite Hack.
Nope.
You guys ever heard of them?
Yeah, I have that tattoo on my leg.
I've heard the title of the band. I don't think I'm familiar with their oeuvre.
Okay. So they kind of were a half-hit wonder. They did a cover of the NWA.
Punk band, makes sense.
Yeah. They did a cover of the NWA song Boys in the Hood.
That's where I've heard about it. Yes, I know that. Yeah, I know that cover.
Okay. So I was listening to it, and Wick, wouldn't you imagine? Shocked, they censored the song.
You don't say.
Very specifically, they censored the song. Now, I have a clip of it. I'm going to play, and you're going to hear there's one specific word that's censored. Everything else is left with careless abandon. But here we go.
Woke up quick at about noon. Just thought that I had to be in Compton soon. I gotta get drunk before the day begins. Before my mother starts bitching about my friends. About to go and damn near went blind. Young niggas on the path throwing up gang signs. I went in the house to get the clip.
They censored him saying the N-word.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, understandable, right? In today's political climate. I hadn't even thought about this song since maybe 2001.
Oh, wait, no, hold on. So wait, what you're saying, Eddie, is when the song first came out, it wasn't censored, but now they're censoring it when they're playing it?
Yeah. No, it was completely flagrantly just this dude, this white man from Austin, Texas. And the video was wonderful because it's them playing golf in a country club, singing this song. Like pointing the golf clubs at the camera and shit. And just this dude just flagrantly saying the N-word, right? So I figured there's probably a bunch of shitheads on the internet that are pissed off about it, right? Because they're like, oh, I guess we have to just censor all of art. What are we going to do? Delete Beethoven?
No, these are the same people that are mad that you can't buy Aunt Jemima pancake batter anymore.
Yeah, these people fucking suck.
Yes.
Anyhow, I found a forum where they were posting other examples of this. And, dude, there's a lot more than I remembered.
White boys are throwing the N-word around like crazy for a while.
Tim, it's not just white boys, it's white women. It's all over the place.
White boys have kind of been saying that for at least the last 150 years. But I mean, mostly in music from the 80s and the 90s.
Yeah. And it even goes back earlier than that. So, Tim, I've got a few more examples that I want to play for you guys, okay? This one.
I hope it's not John Denver.
No, there's no John Denver, Tim, but would you believe the B-52s?
Wow.
What? Yeah, what? Here, give it a listen.
I got me a Chrysler and it's about 20, so hurry up and bring your jukebox money. We can get
Eddie, what's wrong with you?
I mean?
What's with all those bands from Texas, man?
I don't know. It was, dude, and I thought it was just us. I thought it was just us Americans. We're terrible, right?
Yeah, to be fair, that is a deeply offensive song. Let's keep that in mind.
It very much is. But, guys, I think I might have found the worst offender. Okay?
Okay.
And it sucks because I really appreciate this band musically. They're very, very talented. I found an example of some flagrant use of a word the wrong direction by Devo.
By One Direction?
No, you got to hear this. This is terrible. Listen.
Step on the way. Break your mama's back. When I comes along, you must whip it before the cream sets up too long. You must whip it.
I mean, Eddie, the implications are
you're
horrible.
You're going to get us in so much trouble.
I didn't sing the fucking song.
No, you came up with the damn bit, though, didn't you? You're very proud of yourself,
What are you talking about?
Jesus.
Terrible.
I think we just peaked on our charts. I think after this is just a gigantic nosedive.
There we go. It was fun while it lasted.
Hey, guess what? You fuckers laughed. You all laughed at it. You're in just as much shit.
We're as complicit.
Yeah.
I am anyway. It is very funny.
I'm laughing in shock.
In shock, yeah. You're like a trauma survivor. Like, hey,
I was
look,
traumatized by that song. Yes,
I know, dude. I didn't even think about that. It is terrible. Terrible that Devo would say that. And whipping it, damn.
Trigger
you gotta
warning.
put a trigger warning. Yeah.
Terrible. So
And
Wick,
if you beep us out, I'm going to kill you.
so Wick, what have you been consuming, buddy?
Oh, we're already jumping into that. Okay.
No, I'll give you a minute to think about it.
No,
Candice, you're always the pro. You're the
I was-
expert in this one.
Well, before that, I was going to say how funny would it be if instead of the bleeping out, it was just, you know how you'll like play some music and you'll put your voice in there just saying a word? If it was you saying the N-word.
Oh, yeah, that'd be spicy.
It was like, you must, and then you just hear Eddie's voice saying N-word.
Oh, just N-word. Like that.
Oh, wait, that's what you
That's
do?
even
Oh,
funnier.
shit, see, that's how you fuck it up, right? Because you just take all the music instead of putting that beep. Yes, just get Eddie's voice recorded
Yes.
and put it in all different media. So on TV shows, in movies, and all that stuff, whenever it pops up.
Oh, that'd
Because
be
it brings
great.
attention to it when all of a sudden somebody's talking that, and then they just pick up. So just talk, N-word, and then just keep going, yeah.
That'd be good. That would be good. You know what, Candice? I like the idea. I'm going to have to start doing that from now on.
You know, there is
Oh,
a problematic
or not.
comedian. And I don't want to really name names, and I'm not going to do his bit, but he does talk about how he dislikes the N-word, literally the phrase the N-word, because it's like, well, now you're a dick. Now you just put that word in my head.
Yeah, you're making me think it.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's like telling me not to think about a pink elephant.
exactly.
Right. So, Candice, speaking of pink elephants, what? I'm teasing. You know
makes
we
sense.
love you. What have you been consuming, Candice?
Well, I've been super fucking busy, but in my free time, I've had the wonderful opportunity to dip my toes into an MMO. Now that I have a PC, it is time. So I started
All
playing.
right. So, Candice, can you just tell the listeners what an MMO is?
That is a massive multi-online role-playing game, an MMORPG. A MMORPG, if you will.
Okay.
And what is a PC?
That is a personal computer.
Okay. And what is VD? And why do they say I have it?
Yeah.
Well, see, when
When's
they
lunch?
scraped your urethra, that
Yes.
wasn't for fun. I know you enjoyed it, but it wasn't
You
for
speak
fun.
for yourself,
That was-
Candice.
They used a thing that looked like the key from the Masters of the Universe movie. Anyhow, go on.
Go on.
Then they ran some tests with
Mm-hmm.
personal computer equipment.
And did they use an MMPORRTG for this?
Yes, they were probably playing Final Fantasy XIV while the results were being analyzed.
Final Fantasy 14, question. If
Okay.
it's the 14th, how is it final?
Oh, come on. That's the oldest
God.
fucking joke. Here we go.
What's the deal with apartments when they're all together?
Anyway, and I've come
What was
across
that?
an interesting dilemma. My hands
Okay.
are too small for most.
Oh, yeah.
Ah, you suck.
You need a tiny keyboard.
I
Just
need
type
to-
in little people's keyboard and see what comes up.
I need to find some. It's a serious problem. I have trouble with combat because, you know, you can map the keys out, but your hotkeys are usually like 1, 2, 3, 4, the number pad, and then control 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, you know what you do? You know what you got to do is you get those little, those little finger hands. Those little,
Oh yeah, use that for the extra
Yeah.
reach.
pop
There
one of those
you
out.
go.
for my fingers to stay on the WASD for movement to, move around the battlefield. I'm a tank. I need to direct the enemies away from, my team members. Like, I have to, do this crab hand motion that's very uncomfortable. To get it to move over
Candice,
there. It's difficult.
With fingers that size, you sound like more of a drone than a tank.
I'm like a Roomba that comes in. You, hear the treads, and I come around the
Alright, so
corner,
I'm-
and you're expecting a big tank, and it's a little Roomba.
Yeah, your Roomba with the
on top,
knife
yeah.
attached. Candice, you're like a battle bot. Candice, so I have one of these keyboards you're talking about in front of me.
Uh-huh.
I have my fingers on the WASD with my left hand. With my right hand is on my testicles. Now, if I move my middle finger up, I believe it is about 1/4 of an inch. I can hit the 2 and the 3 button.
Yeah,
which-
holy
No,
shit.
I can't.
W.
Yeah, it's right there.
What do you have to put it on? WSD?
Yeah, WASD.
WASD.
But if I want to hit the
WASD.
1, I gotta completely move my hand up. and then
Jesus
to
Christ,
actually,
Candice.
yeah.
Do you stand still in somebody's garden with like a little pipe and a shovel normally? How
Excellent
tiny
question,
are you?
Wick. Thank you.
Yeah. She needs to buy a computer keyboard from Lilliput.
That's the name of my character. I made a little character, one of the little falafels. I can't remember what they're called. Her name's Lilliput.
See, that's why
Falafel.
that name is stuck in my head recently, yes.
Candace, a falafel.
It's not a falafel. It's like Lalafell. That's the name of it. Lalafell. Like the
Lalafell,
shortest race.
yeah.
I made her as tiny as possible and really cute. And her name's
Remember
Lily.
when you were
her name's
bitching
Lilliput
at me about
Hunklebottom.
Dungeons and Dragons?
Yeah.
So, for real, do they make different size keyboards? Because Candice can't be the only one with tiny hand syndrome.
Tiny hand syndrome.
Yeah.
Have you?
I'll send her one. I'll find a small keyboard and I'll send it to you. Candace.
Find out what
I
Trump
would
uses.
appreciate that.
I bet she's got to say, like, it's made by Fisher Price, but...
I hook it up and it's like the cow says moo.
I honestly get pissed off most keyboards. The keys are too close together for me. Like I want a big, I want to really
way to
spread
brag.
out.
You want to be able to stretch
just
out.
when I was putting my fingers on the buttons, I was like, wait a second, I'm going to accidentally hit 2 or 3, or I'm trying to press the W.
I'm trying to like man spread on my
not at all.
keyboard.
Not for me. I have to like completely take my fingers off of the ASD key to actually hit the one
You
with
know,
my
like
pinky.
every guy loved Candice because she had to give him a 2-fisted hand job.
Right, it seemed
Made
like
his
it was
dick look
huge.
bigger. Yeah, that's
it.
good.
That's actually what my husband says. He says that it makes it look huge because my hands are so tight.
We did not need to know that, Candice, and I'm sure if he ever listens to a podcast, because he always say how he never does, this is going to be the one that he listens
Yeah,
to.
your husband says
What?
that to me too. Okay, let's just.
You're not special.
So, in all honest fairness, Candice, they do make gaming mice that have like side buttons that you can also map for people in your situation where you can just thumb the keys on that side.
I've been looking into that.
Yeah,
I have been looking into that. I'm like, okay, we'll see how
Excellent.
long I play this. If it's like a serious commitment, I will invest in one of those MMO mice, whatever.
See, that's the thing that always stopped me from playing PC games, because back in the day, I had a Dell, man. I was cool. All right?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Hip with the young
And
people.
I had some games. I know I got at least one Star Wars game for it. I probably had like Ghost Recon, Tom Clancy, one of those games. And I just could not get used to using the fucking keyboard and the mouse. I was like, I feel much more comfortable with the joystick. And I know everybody says it's the complete opposite, that if you go against somebody who's using the keyboard and mouse, they're going to kick your ass in the shooter. But I just couldn't get used to it.
Yeah, there's some games that I will actually hook up my Xbox controller to my PC to use. Because, like, Vampire Survivors, it's insane to use a keyboard on that game. There's no way.
Yeah, fuck that. I love that game. Now, whatever feels best, just do that. Fuck it. So, but aside from your weird finger problem, what do you actually think of the game? Is it fun?
It is fun. It's the most approachable MMO I've ever played. Because I've dipped my toes into a lot of them. And other than Neverwinter, none of them really held my attention. And this one is like, will actually give you quests to teach you how to play your role. So they're like, these are tank classes for Marauders, because that's what I am. They're like, this is how you be good at it. So that way you don't have people in your party screaming at you.
All right. So, that's good if it's the first time you're playing a game like that and you don't know exactly what you're doing.
It's a lot better than that
very
NHL
approachable.
game, Tim.
I think well, I mean, it's kind of like if you're buying a football game, they're assuming that you at least have the basic knowledge of the game of football, okay?
Of the rules,
you're supposed to do, yeah.
And better yet, the price is right. You can get a free version of the game and play up until level 60 before you have to spend a single penny.
Oh, that's such a good move. That's like smoke.
Yeah, but you can level up to level 60 in like what, maybe 2-3 sit-throughs? Because always, with all these games where you got to level up, because the same thing happens in hockey, the same thing happens in basketball, and all the other games, doesn't matter what game it is now, always getting to a certain level is like bang, 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 and then all of a sudden you need 375,000 experience points to get to the next level.
Tim, they need you to smoke enough crack to get addicted.
Yeah.
Then they charge.
See, that's
okay, gotcha.
That's the beauty of this one, is it's not a free to play game. Like, you do have to pay it and pay the monthly subscription at some point if you want to keep playing it. So they don't nickel and dime you to death like every other game does.
Huh. Well, that sounds awesome. You're playing a little bean can of a tank and your fingers don't reach across the keyboard. Tim, my friend, what have you been consuming?
Not too much this week. Well, I don't want to get anything political, but let's say, how about this? I saw the new Jurassic Park movie and I was not impressed at all. I think it was, not saying that any of the new trilogy was good, but it was probably the worst one out of the three.
Tim got mad because the people that were running the park did a bad job.
No. Look, there's nothing you're going to... in a job like that, it's only a matter of time before shit hits the fan. But for real, I had the least amount of enjoyment with this movie, and it is got one... And this is going to be saying something for the trilogy. One of the stupidest stories ever told.
Okay.
The stupidest story ever told. Excellent.
I don't want to spoil it for people who haven't seen it and want to enjoy it, if you can turn your brain off. But then movies where you have to turn your brain off usually aren't great.
Oh, yeah. No, Tim, I'm very good at turning my brain off. I have to do it weekly. So, Wick, my friend, what have you been consuming this week?
Well, the last movie I saw before I gave the one we're talking about today rewatch is I just saw the latest Bond movie, No Time to Die. I finally got around to that.
How'd you think? What'd you think? You hated it, didn't you?
I thought it was terrific. I really liked it. I'm a little confused as to why it's getting so much flack and backlash. And
me too. I loved it.
I wonder why.
Well,
What's something that all these white guys who love James Bond? Because we had this discussion before about why James Bond can only be played by a white guy. Because he's a low-life, psychopathic degenerate.
Well, that's what the movies made it. What I really liked about these last five, I'm a huge fan of the franchise, and what I like about the franchise is where it went in the last five movies, where it kind of harkened back to the arc of the original.
I like this new iteration of it much better than any of the originals.
Yeah, I appreciate the old ones for what they are, but what I don't get is the backlash. And if you guys already covered this, I apologize. But yeah, what I don't like is this. I don't like this hardcore backlash that you're getting from like the Proud Boys, where it's like, when I watch a James Bond movie, what I want is a certain kind. Like you have 20 of those fucking movies to watch at this point. You can watch whatever you want to in that style. What I like about this new one is that it took a little bit of an interesting direction.
Trend. That's what I've always liked about these Daniel Craig movies, is they really buck the trend of what you think a James Bond movie is going to be. It needed a breath of fresh air. It needed something different. You keep doing the same shit over and over again, and your viewership's going to die off because it's just old men.
The thing about the tried and true Bond tropes, I mean, even at the end of the Connery phase and into the Roger Moore phase, was exactly what every movie is nowadays anyway. It used to be that when a Bond movie came out, that was your action film for the summer, or that was your seasonal action thing. Except for now, you've got 1,000 of those that have kind of ripped it off or took into it, or now they're wearing spandex and blowing up buildings, and there's an Infinity Glove. So it's like, what I like about this one is that it kind of pulled it back to something a little bit more, I don't want to say human, because it's still an absurd story. It's still ridiculous, but it's really entertaining. I wasn't blown away by it, but I was deeply entertained by it. I thought it was a great and fitting fifth film.
I like how with Craig's Bond is the fact that he's a fucking shitbag. Like he is a sociopath.
Supposed to be.
Exactly, that's what he was. That's the original concept was this blunt instrument who isn't even really like, he's still fighting to be human throughout like the books and the whole idea of he's been hired to do these horrible things.
Murderer, like he is a stone cold killer.
He's a psychopath. Cold blooded. If you're going to bang a widow. Right after she puts a husband on the ground.
Yeah. Oh, no, just to get information out of her.
It's a
it was to stop her from crying.
It's a form of grief, is what it is. Well, besides, tears make good lubricant.
He was griefing her.
Amen to that.
Exactly.
Well, the idea is that they took an idiotic sociopath alcoholic and then they said, like, hey, we can direct him to go kill people and do whatever the fuck we want. Yeah. So they manipulated, used him, and fucked him over the whole series. That's the point of James Bond.
He gets fucked over so hard. They're like, oh, we thought I actually cared about you?
The whole idea was that, we're going to
like flex on fancy booze and that kind of shit. Like, he's a piece of shit. Fuck him.
It was a period of time when the movies especially were made in the 60s, there was that period of time where he was supposed to kind of be that masculine ideal. This is the escapism that the guys wanted. And that makes sense. But if you do the same sort of deep dive that they did in the late 80s with Batman and turn that fucking thing into a franchise in and of itself, then you get what they were kind of doing when Bond kind of came out with all this it's that idea that, he's a sociopath and a psychopath, but there's still like sparks of humanity. And every time those sparks kind of bubble up or he allows himself to maybe feel or care, somebody kicks him in the nuts. So,
Yeah.
Well, they rebooted it after Batman Begins, right?
I believe so. Yes, I think so.
James
so that's
Bond,
when
or-
we came into the James Bond series.
I was like,
they
I don't-
That's when
absolutely-
we came into the series where it's like now everything has to be adult.
Yeah,
you
we
can't
have to put a true
stupid
spin on
action
it.
anymore. Now there has to be a reason behind the action.
yeah,
and all that
because the
stuff.
people
Right.
who grew up watching these movies grew up, and they want the same thing, but they also want something to latch onto.
Do they, Candice? Do they? Really? Because why all the new James Bond movies and why the new Star Wars movies all getting so much shit from people?
Because
this isn't my
because
movie.
it's not what I wanted. It's not what I'm used to. Because change hurts people and it pisses them off and it scares them.
Well, you're going to lose either way. Either you're going to keep redoing the same shit over and over, and people are going to say it's stale, or
Right.
you're going to change it too much, and
Right.
people are going to say this isn't my ba-ba-da-ba.
Right.
Perfect example, the last three Star Wars movies.
Yeah.
That first one, I enjoyed it because I was like, you know what? They made this movie to suck my dick off for being a Star Wars fan for the last 35 years.
And by
Same.
God,
And
I
Last
let it be
Jedi
sucked.
came out when, you know what? This is exactly what I need. After the blowjob, I'll wake up and it's a new day. It's a new world of what's going on.
it's a
But then
bad
they went
movie.
back.
It's-
It's a
You can-
great movie.
it's a
You can
bad
enjoy bad
movie.
movies. You can like bad movies. God damn it. People don't have to hate bad movies. You can love a
You
bad
are-
movie.
Preaching to the choir.
Well, then don't argue with Tim about it being a bad movie. Of course, it's a piece of shit. It's a space opera. It's supposed to be bad.
Again, it's a Star Wars movie. They
Yeah.
all suck.
God damn it,
Well,
Eddie.
that's, yeah,
Yeah,
that's
you know
now
what? You know,
he's-
it's
That's
really
too
just got
far.
his grief on the fucking
That's
internet.
too
Not what he did in
far.
the beginning, but
Right.
what he just
Every
said
Star
right there.
Wars movie fucking sucks. They're all fucking trash.
Oh, God damn it. Now you're just, now I know what you're doing. I'm not
It's
gonna
all
He's
just
being
the
an
stupid.
asshole.
He's just doing a Candice.
No,
I will
it's
not
all
engage
just
you,
the
sir.
stupid George Lucas cantina scene with the dumb music and a bunch of stupid puppets wiggling.
sir,
back and
it's called
forth.
jizz music, sir.
It
Please
is
get
called
right.
jizz.
Oh yeah,
Come on,
yeah,
there was
the
a werewolf in that
Oh, the
scene,
jizz
man.
music.
So that
Yeah,
means
it's
that,
so
that
good.
thing is in our universe.
All this dumb bullshit. It's so fucking every Star Wars movie is trash. And
Oh,
people who
excuse
like
me,
it,
Eddie. I'm
like,
sorry
God.
that Star Wars doesn't go to the lofty heights that Cranked does.
Oh yeah. You know what's fun about Crank?
There's a guy who shit his pants in that.
It's a guy gets a shotgun shoved up his asshole. That's never happened. That's a good thing.
That's true.
I'm sure
Covered
that's
in
happened.
tar, too.
No, I don't think so, Candice. I don't think so.
Do it right now. Google it.
All right, go ahead and Google it.
Yeah, hold on. Let me open a browser window.
Shotgun
Shotgun
in the ass.
up the bummer.
Oh my God, I had to use I had such a hard time trying to build my Square Enix account. They were like, try using an incognito tab. And I was like, I feel dirty when I use incognito
fuck?
tabs.
Why do you have to, why do you have to do that?
What's going on with Square Enix, man?
Double
There was-
barrel.
They're like, signing up for the free trial can be really buggy. And they're like, try using your phone. Try
Gotcha.
using an incognito tab. They're like, these are.
Oh, the
things that
shotgun
people
was
do.
also dipped in hot tar.
Sawed
Yeah.
off.
It wasn't sawed off. It was
Oh,
full
my.
length. Man.
No,
Oh,
yeah,
no.
it was full gauge.
God, I hope this one is sawed off that I'm looking at. Oh my God. Oh, that poor guy. Oh, his family. Oof.
Hey, if
I hope you're
you
using an incognito. Wick.
would a silencer be protection in that instance?
Only to the neighbors, I suppose.
Yeah. So what have I been consuming?
No one
You're gonna still
cares
hear the guy
anyway about
screams,
this
though.
movie.
What have I been consuming? I have been consuming I've been consuming life. I've been just kind of in a meditative mindset. I've been just opening myself up to the universe to allow that all to just flow through me, to be a
jealous.
conduit of the universe.
You've been masturbating a lot, haven't you?
After I watched this movie, I'd fucking beat my dick like the woman in the movie gets the shit kicked out of her.
All right.
It was great. My dick had to go into witness protection.
It's got
So
a little
anyhow,
neck brace on it.
It's got splinters in it.
It's got a big neck brace on it, Candice.
No,
Not a little.
no.
It's got a big
Right.
neck brace.
No
One
one
of those
believes
dog
you.
collars or one of those big one of those cones around your nuts.
It's got a
Big
cone of
on the
shame.
balls. Hell yeah, dude. Hey, and if you need to put a cone of shame on your nuts, you know what you could do is you could go to Manscaped. Because, ladies and gentlemen, this episode of the Bloody Bits Horror Show at patreon.com/Bloody Bits has been brought to you by Manscaped. And folks, if you ever wanted a sponsor that didn't send you new copy and never paid you for their ads, all you got to do is reach out to the folks at Manscaped. The proprietors.
They trust us, Eddie. They leave us alone, right? They give us, here's a basic script, right? And,
no, it's so
play
easy.
Around with it and
you
go
give
crazy.
you give people a basic script, and then you don't pay them. So then
they're going to say they paid us in deodorant and nose hair trimmers, aren't they?
Yeah, they can suck the deodorant.
They
off
paid
of
us
my
in
dick.
exposure.
Yeah. Well, my nuts are pretty exposed because I shaved them. But no, you can get the
They're no longer
lawnmower.
incognito.
Yeah, no, my nuts could not. My nuts are not like Sam Fisher from Splinter Cell. Tim, they're out and exposed, and you
What
can.
a great game that Splinter Cell was, huh?
It was
Splinter Cell. I missed that one.
Especially that first multiplayer one where it was the two of you
Oh, my
trying to
God.
break in. Oh, man.
Fantastic. Yep.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Good time.
It's a very good game. And hey, another good game is emailing the guy Sam at Manscaped and trying to get like your invoice over to him.
Sam
And
doesn't work here. There's no
trying to
Sam
get-
here.
Yeah, exactly.
Suckers.
But you know what also rules is the Lawnmower 4.0 that's got LED lights on it. They don't
It is
change,
better than Sam, I'll tell you that.
They don't change color though. It's just a white light. Make of that what you will.
But you can
for
shave your
pride.
balls like Sam Fisher.
You could always put like a little colored gel cell over it and you can make it, so it changes colors.
Go to samscaped.com and you
It could be a splinter gel. But you won't get any splinters on your nutsack because this thing actually does work at shaving your balls, Wick. I don't know if you've ever shaved your balls a time or two, but the older you get, the harder it gets. And I'm not talking about your penis. I'm talking about shaving your balls.
No, because it's actually easy because you can really stretch them out.
That's true.
I throw mine over my shoulder.
I just put mine on an ironing board and I just go to town because it's easier.
Just
that way.
smooth them out real quick and
just
then
pancake
starch them.
Yeah, you give them a little.
them
You give them a
young.
little steam. Yeah,
Little
Hey, you
Botox.
smooth them out, you starch them, you go outside,
Steam balls.
they catch a draft like the Flying Nun.
Oh, it's
Tim,
fantastic.
you'll remember that.
Sally Field, yes.
Yeah,
I just watched Norma Ray the other day. So
that's such a good movie. That's so
She
freaking
starched
good.
her collar of her habit, and then she could fly, the nun. That was the point of that show.
Was it?
So if
I've
you
never
use
seen
Wait,
it.
the man's-
was that the reason why she could fly? Because I remember
Yeah.
watching that when I was a real little kid. But
So what you're saying is that if you use Manscaped products, then you can fly. Is what you're
Yeah,
saying?
if you shave your nuts with the Lawnmower 4.0,
yes,
go out-
because
go out
if
on the
you
roof.
shave them, you're going to be aerodynamic, and
Yeah.
then
Yep.
if you can stretch them out further enough, it's like a flying squirrel.
yeah, you can parasail with your ball
It's like
bag.
one of those. Yeah, it's like oh
Isn't it-
shit, man.
You
Is it like
staple
a-
each side to your thighs, and you just.
It's like one of those
That's
flight
right.
suit things that people go through those.
Is
fucking
it like a
mountains.
flying squirrel or is it like a bat?
Eddie, I
like
can't
a
figure
bat.
out why they haven't paid you yet. This is gold.
I don't know. And here's the best thing, because Father's Day is coming up, right? So you probably
Yeah.
want to make sure that your dad's balls aren't hairy.
There's two
Right?
gifts that you want to buy your father for Father's Day: a
you
Manscaped
wanna get 'em.
product
Mhm.
and this movie on Blu-ray.
Right. Because when your dad comes into your room at night, you want to make sure his balls are shaved
All right, I'm
Jesus.
done. I'm done.
and smelling nice. Because then Candice, he's going to go into the room with your mother, who's being a real fucking. Well, I'm not going to say the word because I'm a Christian. And if he plows her out real good, then maybe she won't be so terrible to you, like she
It
usually
isn't
is.
plowing is in the Bible, so as a
Yep.
Christian, Eddie did not use a bad word.
Yeah, and you could turn your swords to plowshares if you go to manscaped.com and use promo code BITS20. That's B like
Yes, and
bitch,
plowing.
I like I, T like told, S like you to shut the fuck up. 20. And you'll save 20% on your order from manscaped.com. And that you can get that order, folks, literally anywhere in the world, from the bottom of the Marianas Trench to the highest peak of Mount Everest,
But not the International Space Station.
but not the International Space
Ooh,
Station,
yeah.
because in space no one can hear you shave.
No one can hear you nut.
No, you don't want all that fucking pubic hair floating around the fucking space station causing a fucking circuit or something.
That'd be fucking
Wow.
terrible. Hey, Wick, give me a story about when you shaved your balls and it went wrong.
All right. Well, this one time I was shaving my balls, and it went horribly wrong.
Okay.
Now I don't blame myself because I don't do that, and I definitely don't blame anyone around me at the time who was paying good money to watch me shave my balls, because those people wanted a show, and they got what they needed. You understand?
That's right. Were they in the splash zone? Was that the problem? And no.
Yeah, This was in lieu of a Gallagher concert, so they knew what they were getting. That's what I'm saying.
Fair. That's very fair.
Guar called in sick.
If they signed up for a Gallagher concert and you popped up on stage because Gallagher was sick that night,
well,
imagine if brother couldn't do it.
I guess they were afraid
for Gallagher.
They were upset that they were entertained. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Poor guys, they got entertained. So thank you very much for that story, Wick, that we can all relate to personally.
You're welcome. Thank you for warning me that I had to be funny. You fucking assholes.
You always have to be funny.
You've taken improv classes, so it's fine. So the folks, that's manscaped.com, promo code BITS20. Let's start the show. So guys,
let's start those paychecks, Manscaped.
Yeah, I need to sit. Never mind. I'm not going to fucking say it. All right. So, Wick, you brought us Strip Nude for Your Killer.
Yes.
Excellent movie. Thank you, by the way.
Are you real? Okay.
No, it's excellent. And I have to ask you, good sir, why was this your selection?
Well, like I kind of mentioned,
he's a smart man.
Well, there's that, I suppose. I knew that there was a specific criteria that had to be met for this kind of a show. Originally, I know you were talking about doing a whole month full of Giallo, and I know that hurts like 1/4 of your.
Not if they're like this.
Well, that's the thing.
Missing out.
But that's the thing, is that a lot of folks don't realize that like there's great Giallo and there's like sleazy, horrible Giallo. And it goes all the way around the horn. It's like a circle of life. Yeah.
Yeah. It's real horny.
And this one sort of ticks all the boxes in terms of having elements of Gialli that are identifiable, but it also is one of easiestly, if not the sleaziest. I think it's between this and New York Ripper as being just like the filthiest or sleaziest.
Well, this got New York Ripper beat by a mile for shit like this.
It's just a smarmy, it's just a smudgy, smarmy little movie. I think when people think about Giallo, they don't think that it goes in this direction, or that it takes us. And this was one of the first movies that kind of did that, where they were like, no, we want to make it sexy. I'm not saying they did, because it's pretty damn
I'm not saying they didn't.
But they did overload it with stuff that they knew they could get away with finally, like full frontal nudity. And,
as a person who has impugned the good name of Giallo many times in my life, the reason why I have done it is because when I wanted to explore this facet of cinema, I looked up what are the best Giallo films. And of course you got like Tenebrae,
right.
Like bunch of Argento, you got Mario Bava, and those movies bored the shit out of me and I hated them.
Okay.
So I thought that this is what all Giallo was. And I just dismissed the rest of it, never watched anything that deemed itself a Giallo. I never watched it. But I realize now I was in error.
See, Candice doesn't like that highfalutin highbrow shit.
No, fuck no.
She wants that sleazy, show me a fucking bushy pussy within 13 seconds of this movie starting.
That's in my notes. I literally said, it's literally written down here. It says 70s bush within the first 10 seconds. You're welcome, Yobo. But to Candice's point, that's the thing, is that for every Bird with the Crystal Plumage, which is an excellent movie, I'm sorry it bores you, but for every one of those that came out, there are like 5 or 6 that came out right after that are kind of like this, or they're a lesser grade of this, or they're sloppier or bloodier or sleazier than what people consider to be like the excellent.
So what
Giallo.
Wick is saying, we have to go on the internet and look for like the box set where they have like 100 Giallo movies for 1999. That's where we're going to get all the good ones.
We could
or just
Google,
ask me.
like,
I've got them all.
Google like a sleaziest Giallo. Shit,
well,
Giallo.
This one is going to come up if you do that. Or like I said, New York Ripper is like considered to be really, really troubling.
Well, I was going to say my opinion of New York Ripper because Wick hasn't heard it yet. I fucking love that movie.
Oh, good.
I loved it.
Good.
I absolutely loved it.
Both good. My response is literally both good and how dare you? Because oh my god. But I get it. I totally understand what you're saying. And again, you're seeing that
his husband doesn't know why. He just said, what are you going to get me for Father's Day? I go, a tape recorder.
I gave him anything. He's not my father.
It's an all expenses paid trip to the strip. But again, what you're liking about it, and as well you should, is that as Giallo became more and more popular and highfalutin in some ways, all of this shit kind of morphed. And by the way, what you're seeing is a slow transition from like whodunits and thrillers to stuff like slasher movies and
this
erotic
is more
thrillers.
Like whodunit.
Yeah, you wouldn't have gotten exactly. You wouldn't have gotten slasher movies, and you wouldn't have gotten erotic thrillers in the 80s and 90s if it wasn't for what Giallo started and was doing.
I know the Kill with Angie Dickinson getting
absolutely.
out.
No, that's 1,000%. You know,
I know without Bay of Blood, you wouldn't have Friday the 13th or anything like that. Like I get that.
Yeah. And without something as terrible as Strip Nude for Your Killer, you wouldn't have gotten stuff like Sea of Love and Fatal Attraction and stuff in that ilk. Like all that kind of came out of this. Jade. Oh, well, all the Esther House bullshit.
Color of Night.
All that sort of stuff came into its own, and it came into its own with a couple of other things behind it. But yeah, a lot of it has to do with the fact that Polizia Tech turned into Giallo and turned into slasher movies and thrillers and erotic thrillers. So you wouldn't get fucking Scooby-Doo if it wasn't for Giallo. And people, I guess, don't sort of accept it. Oh, I love Scooby-Doo. Well, why do you hate Giallo so much? Well, it's stupid.
No,
you don't know who did it until the last moment of the... No. Well, that's the fucking show.
Well, guess what?
What's great?
Guess what? I hate Scooby-Doo. I didn't like the fact that it was never a real monster, and I hated that.
Okay.
You know what I'm really surprised about is how all these white people really love Scooby-Doo, because it's always the white guy who's the bad guy at the end.
Tim, are you okay, buddy?
Tim, you think about race a lot, don't you?
No, I'm just saying. I just have that image of the video in my head of those guys getting arrested in a box truck. So it's
Old Man Wilker.
They would have gotten away with it too if it had been for you stupid, vigilant sons of bitches.
If it hadn't been for you feds infiltrating their group because you fucking morons post on the internet.
Let me tell you,
you're not going to get busted.
The feds must love all these fucking white supremacist groups because now they can finally infiltrate them.
Oh, it's so easy now, yeah.
Right?
Well,
because before, with 9/11, it was
something.
very hard for your average FBI agent to bust into a fucking terror cell and try to figure out what's going on.
With
now,
9/11,
they're getting
first
invited.
of all, they got to learn a different language. That's hard. All they have to do is spin up a Discord and put a fucking frog as the
put a frog,
logo.
do the OK symbol, and that's it.
And then they're done. Yeah, they
name
can find
5 cereals while you get a pink belly.
Yep.
Right.
Yep. All right. So, Wick, what's your history with this movie?
Well, let me preface it, and then I'll drive into the history if I could. I'd like to sort of mention one more thing that kind of leads into this. About Giallo. I want to sound semi-smart for like 30 more seconds.
No.
All right, fair enough. Boobs and bush. Seriously, another detraction that a lot of people have when they start talking about Giallo is how misogynistic it is and how the women are always treated. Well, typically though, in typical Giallo, a lot of what people are seeing is a woman who thinks she's seeing something, but she's being dismissed as being hysterical, or she's actually the killer. What a lot of people sort of leave out of that when they're arguing against the feminism of Giallo in general is that usually the women are right, or they've gotten their revenge and it was deserved. But that gets to the wayside. That does not happen in this movie. In this movie,
God, no.
women are treated like shit. It is highly misogynistic.
And they love it.
Not that, and of course they do, because they're women. And I'm not saying that's a good thing, but I am saying like this does not really this doesn't put any points on the side of people who are progressive or feminists or have any sort of respect for.
As a woman who grew up watching like a lot
Gyno-American, sir. Gyno-American, please.
As a person who identifies as female and has all the parts, I want to say that I grew up watching all the James Bond movies. I grew up watching all of the slasher movies. I grew up watching everything that people are consider like misogynistic. And they fucking are. They are.
Yeah.
But you can still enjoy the movies. It doesn't matter.
Right. Well, it's not teaching you a lesson.
No,
it's
I'm
like
not
people who love
watching
Scarface. Why the fuck do you think Scarface is such a fucking hero? Do you see what happens to him in the end? But
well, people end up watching it wrong. That's what the problem is.
To be fair, like a lot of people watched the Godfather series and thought that the family like got off real easy.
Yeah.
No.
No repercussions.
Let me clarify that. When I said that, I was referring to the people who watch The Godfather and are like, wow, the mafia are so cool. It's like, no, they're fucking not.
I know. It's
And
again,
that's
it's
what
the people
annoyed
that
me.
watch Scarface and they're like, this guy rules, or the people that watch,
all the drug dealers who had Scarface posters up and had fucking Scarface tattoos. Like,
or
how the movie ended, right?
Right.
Or the people that watched like Fight Club and they're like,
that's a shining example of it.
Oh no, I think Fight Club is the best example that you can put for a movie that was watched the wrong way by the majority of people.
So my history with Giallo in general is that I taught some and lectured on it, and I got into it because I was following Italian movies in general and kind of just slid into it. The first movie that I ever saw that was Giallo was a movie called All the Colors of the Dark, which also stars the star of our feature today, which is Edwige Fenech.
The redhead?
She's got short black hair in this one, but
Ooh, she's a beautiful
the one who looks like
easily,
Olivia Benson.
And
yeah.
again, a hill I'll die on. Edwige Fenech is easily the most beautiful woman who's ever appeared in the history of cinema. She's absolutely mind-numbingly, shockingly gorgeous. And in the majority of the movies that she was in the 70s and 80s, she knew it, and they knew how to shoot her. And people just made her look gorgeous every time she appears on screen. So she's got short hair in this one. Right? Usually she's got very, very long hair, but this was after she had a child, and she was kind of getting out of the sleazy or the more jolly type stuff, and she was trying to back off.
This is how beautiful this woman is. I had no problems with her short hair, and I usually
just you wait. I'll send you some other movies that she's in that are. She's my god! She's in a movie called she's in a movie by Bava called $5 for an August Moon.
Wait. I had an EKG that came up a little abnormal. I got to go get a heart sonogram. Wait until after the test comes.
Yeah, give Tim a minute. You might need to get on some medication.
There are movies that she appears in that literally you get 5 stars just for looking at her. She's just gorgeous. She's just
the fact that she looks like this after having a kid. I'm like, god damn, I feel really bad about myself.
And here's the thing. And again, she's not just a pretty woman. She's also very brilliant. She's gone on to do a lot of really amazing stuff with producing and
she was really
and she's a great actress in general. But to say that, I'm going to go back to say she's absolutely gorgeous in the 70s in these movies. And you're thinking, but she probably didn't age well. And if you look at like modern interviews with her and stuff like that, you're like, motherfuck, this woman is like in her 70s and 80s and she's gorgeous. Like,
she's natural.
She's got the natural. She's got the bone structure. She's got everything that she needs. That's it.
Yeah,
there's no. I bet you there's no plastic surgery that she's had, and she looks as good as she probably did when she was
she's a natural beauty. She doesn't have the bloom of youth type beauty where it's like you have like 20 good years.
Easily the most gorgeous and attractive, and possibly the most talented actress in the history of cinema. I'm obsessed with her.
I'll say this: I give her the nod over the redhead in this movie,
and she did a lot of work too. I forget her name. I don't have it in front of me right now, but
I actually cried when she died. I'm not kidding.
She's got a little.
Yeah, I was so sad.
That's Femi Benusi, and she was in another. Again, she's in a shit ton of Italian movies and a lot of Giallo over the years, and she is lovely. I can help you out. This is literally my wheelhouse. This is what I live for. Is this Giallo?
Okay. So Tim, for Femi Benusi, you want to look for The Bloodsucker Leads the Dance, and my favorite one, and I'm trying to find a copy of it specifically for you, Tim. Super Sexy Market.
Wow.
Tim, wait till you hear the plot of this fucking movie.
Who needs a plot?
Tim, no, you're gonna love it. A busty woman walks into a busy department store, strips, and while everyone is distracted, her partner steals shit.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a great fucking idea.
It's like Bad Santa, but with tits. Yeah, and by the way...
what did he look like? Tits.
Yeah. I don't fucking... He? What do you mean he?
Hey, that was my idea.
Was a he in here?
If I ever robbed a bank, I was going to do it topless because nobody was going to look at my face.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, all right, cool. We'll just let that. I've said that before on the show.
Yeah.
And you were like, "Oh, that's a great idea."
That's a good idea. Yeah, it works.
They'd be able to describe your knees perfectly.
Oh,
see, that's why I didn't say anything. I was biting my tongue. I was like,
Hey, guys, it was a pleasure being
I was
on
trying to
and
think
seeing
of something, and I was like, if I think of something, I better bite my tongue.
It works for Daniel too, though, because he's got that whole knee pit thing going on.
Oh yeah, that's
then
right.
we've got for your girl though,
Edwige Fenech.
I suck at
Which
these.
one? Edwige Fenech.
What?
Yeah.
Yes. She actually had a cameo in Hostel too.
Yes,
as
Eli
the art
Roth
school
managed to
teacher.
talk her out of retirement
Excellent.
for like 30 seconds, but still, she's phenomenal.
Well, yeah,
she's just lovely. She's
lovely.
incredible.
Lovely. Phenomenal in this movie. So I have to assume that Tim and Candice, neither of you have seen this movie before, correct?
Nope.
I'm regretting it. I've wasted so many years of my life.
I'm so happy Yobo
Wasted.
gave a thumbs up to
So
that.
much
I'm
of your life
pleased that you
wasted.
liked this, because I was you guys are either going to be like, oh, you
course he
fucking
did.
scumbag, or it was going to be
Better-
like, I love this movie.
Okay.
No, for real. This brought me back to being a kid in the 70s and maybe early 80s,
Yeah.
and just seeing movies like this and just being so wonderfully happy that I
Yeah,
was seeing
it's
so much nudity.
it's not a well-dimensioned movie, but it certainly knew what it was trying to do.
Okay. So
It
we've
really brought me
done
back to my childhood.
we've done enough
Jesus.
of kissing the ass of this movie because of nudity. Candice,
Yep.
what did you think of the movie?
Okay. Well, okay. I don't really give a shit
Did your
about.
husband watch it with you?
Hell no. I don't really give a shit about this movie for the tits because I don't really care about tits. So I rate it lower than New York Ripper because the gore, there was less gore. Like the kills were, they were just kind of there.
Yeah.
So it kind of
agreed.
There was long stretches of the movie where I was just like on my phone.
Now,
or
keep
something.
in mind, this is still
Like,
75. This is still
did not care.
1975, so they didn't get to push that gore envelope. Obviously, Europe has a bigger problem with violence than they do with sex and nudity.
Yeah.
See, again, Wick, that's the other thing, too. It brought me back to a time where it was perfectly normal to see a woman fully nude in a movie, and even a guy for a second. But you didn't see somebody getting their fucking head cut off in 8 different angles.
But-
Right.
I'm just saying, I sympathize with what Candice is saying, is that the gore level is there, and it was pushing the envelope for the time, but it definitely wasn't what you got by the time you got to.
Yeah, but the horror level is through the roof.
You didn't get what you got from New York Ripper.
But so other than that, though, Candice, what are your thoughts on the movie, though? Should people watch it?
Yeah, you should definitely watch it. I wasn't in love with it.
This is a watch with your family movie.
This is, definitely, like, bring all the kids in, put multiple screens across the room so they can't look away.
Yeah. Do a panoramic of it. Yeah, because you're going to be in the Manscaped splash zone all the way.
I mean, really, when you think about it, all that you really see in this movie are breasts.
I
You
disagree.
don't see
I
anything
disagree.
else because of the
No.
push.
Tim.
No, you
Jim,
see balls.
Well, and she
I saw all
in the
that,
sauna,
yeah.
you can see right up Main Street. She actually doesn't angle herself very well, so no,
Yeah.
you get.
see
true.
up
Yeah,
Main
that is very
Street. Is that up
Okay, I'm
the...
going to have to watch it again because I watched it on like a Blu-ray copy that was like 16
You get
gigs.
a
to download.
clear shot of
It's on
clear
Tubi.
shot of her landing zone. Absolutely.
It's also
Oh, yeah,
on the
it's on
blood
Tubi.
bank.
I couldn't find it on the blood bank. I looked on the both
It's
names.
on the bucket. God damn you.
Is it on the Italian? Is it just straight up in fucking Italian?
Let me
No.
ask. Did
It's
you
in
guys?
English.
Let me ask
So,
you. Did you
go
guys
ahead.
see this thing with the English dub, or did you see it with the Italian subtitles?
Italian.
I went
Okay, there's a
English
little of
dub.
each.
Subtitles. I started it off with the. Here's what I did. I started it off with the English dub
Yeah.
with the Italian subtitles. I was like,
Yep.
no, this is just giving me a fucking headache. I can't focus
Yeah.
on the tits and the bush. I had to shut off the subtitles. So I'm sorry. I had to show off
Okay.
the English dub.
Okay.
Just wanted the subtitles.
Yeah, it
English
is.
dub's great.
It's got Edward Mannix in
Okay.
in that first scene. Edward Mannix is you'd recognize his voice. He did the voice of the cop in New York Ripper as well for the English dub. Same voice.
Oh, okay.
He's kind of a cult hero if you
The old
follow
guy.
a lot of these movies from that period of time, because he did a lot of overdubbing and a lot of English voices for this stuff.
All right, so we're an hour in. Let's break it down. Written and directed by Andrea Bianchi.
Yeah, you got it.
Is that
Andrea
close
Bianchi.
enough? Best known for his work in I Gilda and What the Peepers Saw, but really written by Massimo
Yep.
Felicati.
Massimo.
Best
I love
known
that name.
for It's a great name. Best known for Violence for Kicks and
Came
The
Out of
Night
the Grave.
Evelyn Came
If you
Out
haven't
of
seen
the
it, that's a
Grave.
great Giallo. That's a fantastic Giallo.
Oh, it's
Who-
Giallo. Never mind.
I saw the
did
cover.
not-
That chick's
That's
got
Marina
some great
Malfatti,
hair.
and she's like number 3 on my list of like gorgeous Giallo ladies from the era. Keep going.
Wick, you're going to have to do like a one of those, BuzzFeed would do
Yeah.
the top 10 most whatevers. You got to do a top 10 most beautiful Giallo
Easy. It's simple.
actresses.
Yeah.
No, what you need to do, Eddie, is you have to let him curate 10 movies. on
Happy
the
to do
Blood
that too.
Okay. There we go. We'll do.
Oh,
hey, you know
Wick's
what we'll
picks.
do?
Hey.
Wick's picks.
Yes,
I was just about to say that, Candice. Wick's picks. Great minds.
And for $20 a
Think alike.
month, you can curate 10 movies on the Blood Bank too.
Exactly.
There you go,
Patreon.com/Bloody Bits. Also, he wanted Andrea to have the
Yes.
credit
Yeah.
for writing this because he wasn't
That's
very
correct.
proud
That's true.
of writing this.
No, you can take the points
It
on
literally
this one. It's
turned
fine.
into that. Yeah. It was.
That's cool. You're a writer-director now. Gold star. The only other, of course, that as you'd pointed out, what was it?
It's been. I've heard a lot of different pronunciations.
Hedwig?
Typically, I hear Edwige Fenech more than Edwige. Edwige.
Edwige.
It
Edwige
made my
and
age
the
happy, not angry. So I don't know.
Edwige
Thank you.
and the
Thank you.
angry
I'm glad you caught
Finette
that.
is Maja, model turn
I have written down.
Yeah,
is her name Maga?
It's Magda.
What?
Yeah.
Magda.
Magda.
And she was best known for Your Vice is a
And
Locked
Only I
Room,
Have
and
the
I
Key.
only
Yeah.
have
The
the
Strange
key.
Vices, Mrs. Ward,
As well as
the Case of the
Yep.
Bloody Iris, which is fucking fantastic. All the colors of the
Bloody Irish.
All the colors of the dark. I'm sorry, she's been in a lot of really great Giallo. She's phenomenal.
excellent actor. Then we've got Nino
Castelnuovo, yeah.
Nino Coon.
as
Castelnuovo, yeah.
Castelnuovo as Carlo, who our listeners might remember from a number of spaghetti westerns. Actually,
Yeah.
he was in a ton of shit. He was in The Reward with Max von Sydow and The Five-Man Army with Bud Spencer.
He was a
and Peter
big name.
Graves.
He was a big name during this period of time. He's a dead ringer in this for Ted Bundy, and now that I put that in your brain, it's not going to go.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh my fucking god!
Kind of
Yes.
startling.
Yeah.
Because I kept watching, I was like, he kind of looks a little bit like somebody. I
Oddly
can't
enough,
place it, but yeah. now that
Oddly
you
enough,
said it,
Ted
Wick,
Bundy
you're right.
more charming than this fucking guy in this fucking movie.
And, it's still
For
it
real.
will not ruin my
For
rewatches
real.
of this movie.
Yep. So, speaking of watching the movie, we cut to the very first
You're
shot.
welcome. You are welcome.
The very first shot. POV shot of an
I
abortion.
bring
Oh God,
I
this
am
made my
not
uterus cramp
kidding.
up just watching it.
bring
It
you
hurt.
gifts. I
It
bring you
hurt to
gifts
watch
from the
it.
Yes.
70s, ladies and gentlemen.
And we see just a massive bush. The chick gasps and closes her eyes. And the
I mean,
person
that's got to scratch the kid on the way out, right?
I don't think they're worried about that.
Tim, it's not a kid. That's why abortion should be legal.
Ah.
So she gasps, closes her eyes, and the person performing the abortion tries to revive her.
Half-heartedly, right?
Yeah. I mean, he's just kind of, hey, is this fucking broad dead or what? All right. He goes and makes a phone call, and he's
He's like, thanks, Supreme Court.
yeah. He makes a phone call. He's like, look, this broad had a massive coronary. You guys are going to need to help me get her out of here. And the way that it's shot and everything, like the perspective of the over the shoulder of him, so
Yeah.
you see the pussy hair and everything, and you've got the blue lights like flooding the room. And I'm just like, dude, what do you expect when you get a blue light
Jesus.
special abortion?
Oh my
It
God!
begins.
I was wondering where you were going with this.
Isn't it a blue plate?
What?
Blue plate special.
Blue light.
No,
Kmart.
Tim, there used to be this retailer named
Yeah, Kmart.
Kmart, right? And they had this thing called a blue light special. And what that meant was that the thing in that area where the blue light was going off was on
Yeah.
sale.
Was about
It
to be
had been
abducted by
heavily
aliens.
So,
discounted.
wait, hold on. So this fucking store got its asshole customers to fucking stampede down fucking aisles
Yes,
because
they just-
blue lights were going
They
on?
lined up for abortions in
You've
Kmart.
never been in a Kmart?
Never been in a Kmart, no.
No, but because back
I've never
when,
been in a Walmart. The closest I've ever come is either a BJ's or what's the other one that's around me? Wait, no, just BJ's, yeah, or Target.
in Tim's day, it was an F Mart. They hadn't
Shop
advanced
smart.
to K yet.
Shop F Mart.
So then we get the opening credits with some night driving and
I was going to say the
dope
greatest
jazz
opening music like of all time. Just that fantastic.
Yep. It's
Yes.
Berto Pisano who did the score for this. Excellent
you skipped
music,
over
by
the
way.
fact. Did you mention the fact that they were going to put her in her bathtub in her apartment to make it look
Yeah,
like
they
she
just
just
dump
had a
her
heart
off.
attack
Yeah.
while taking a bath?
Yeah, they're just like, look, we'll just make it look like it was a natural.
You know who
bath
that wouldn't
with-
fool? Columbo.
True enough.
If Columbo
That's
was
true.
on this case, he would know it was
You know,
a
the guy
botched
pulls a
abortion.
Columbo in a little while. I was going to
but-
talk about that. The inspector does like a ball.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, he
I was
does.
thinking about
too. That's the first thing I thought of.
I was thinking about Columbo a lot during this movie. I was like, how would Columbo be in this scene?
And by the way, I noticed half of her
torn out.
uterus was hanging out.
Now, was it the
Sucked
whole
up.
penis from the
It
root?
it says
from
it.
the head?
I'm sorry to bother you. I'm just trying to get it straight in my head.
Oh, man. Then we see the person who performed the abortion walking around, and a person in the
You're welcome.
nail gun massacre.
Yeah, that's the other thing too.
Quick question: Wick,
Oh yeah,
have
I'm
you
quite
seen
familiar
Nail
with
Gun
it.
Massacre?
And I'm familiar with your disaster of a podcast for
Wick.
that particular episode.
Is Nail Gun Massacre
Absolutely
a
not.
Giallo?
No. It's a slasher. It's not a Giallo.
It starts out with a gang rape.
Okay.
Starts out with a gang
The
rape.
killer?
Southern movie. So how would you say Giallo with a southern
A
accent?
Giallo.
Giallo.
It's one of them Giallos. It's one of them
Giallo.
Giallos. Yeah, it's one
It's
of
a
them
Giallo.
Giallos.
I need my Giallo
It's one
story.
of them
Damn
Italian
Giallos.
movies.
An Italian Giallo. No, so then the person in the Nail Gun Massacre outfit just stabs the shit out of the abortion.
The
doctor.
actual stabbing motions are real
And it
vicious,
sounds
and I
nasty
do like
too.
that.
I mean, it's a roughie, and cuts his balls
Yeah.
off.
I just have my usual problem. They're using a switchblade for stabbing people.
yes,
but
yes.
If anything, you use a stiletto, right? Because a switchblade's going to cut your fucking fingers off.
Yeah, I think it's for
Yeah.
dramatic effect because they look cool.
Yeah, I know. It looks cool and it sounds good. It's a switchblade being opened up is the same like a shotgun. You know
know
what
that
sound
sound.
is without ever seeing it. Yeah.
It's also the using a Zippo in a movie, right? Nobody ever uses a Bic lighter. You know, a
It
Zippo
sounds
just
cool.
feels
It's still
better
got, it's
for
got a
a
cool
movie.
sound to it.
And
Let me tell you,
looks
when I
better.
smoked, I always had a Zippo because I was like, yeah, that's how I'm going to get the chicks.
Yes.
You're gonna
Yeah, look,
show
I
a
can
woman.
open this up with one hand and light it with
Oh
one
my
hand,
God,
too.
Tim, you were a Zippo trick guy?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck, that tracks.
Do you know how many times I fucking almost broke my TV trying to fucking get the right angle and right pressure down? I had to pop that lid
Guys,
over
I
with
just
one
ran across the
hand.
room. Here you go. Here you go.
No.
There you go. That's that sound.
Hey,
Right there,
there we
yeah.
go.
There you
Trademark
go, yeah.
sound.
It's a good sound. I'm telling you.
Did you mention that
So then
whoever
some-
hacked the shit out of him cuts his nuts off? Because that's
Yeah, cuts his ball bag off, and it looks like mincemeat.
Is that
on
what
the
it was?
ground.
Because I have written down, did the killer
No.
just cut his finger off?
No, it was his
But I
junk.
guess it wasn't his finger. I guess it was a
yeah,
little
it's
tiny,
his junk.
tiny,
But they
tiny
couldn't.
bit.
They couldn't.
Yeah.
You know, they had to. They fought for how long they could keep it in shot and still put the movie out because of the time period.
Holy
Well, they
shit,
just-
for real. I thought it was a finger.
it
But now,
looked like-
let me ask everybody a question here, because we do spoilers throughout the whole fucking thing.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of had an idea, kind of, if not who, you knew what the killer was, right?
Do you mean like a
Gender-wise?
maniac?
Yeah.
Or-
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, gender wise, I see what you're saying. I think so. Either that or just a really,
Yeah.
really. I was going to say,
effeminate
yeah,
hipped
a
man.
really model esque, gentleman of
Yeah.
a supple man.
A guy who would make a really,
Yes,
really good power
a nice
bomb.
supple man, perhaps.
Well, I think it plays good because I think there's more
Yes.
women in this movie
Oh, yeah.
that you would think could be the killer
Yeah.
than there are really
Hey-
men in the
hey,
movie that
Tim.
you think could be the killer.
Hey, Tim, thankfully there are more women in this movie. Right, buddy?
Well, let me tell you, I'd be happy if there was just two of them still. Just the amount of time. Oh, my God.
So then
Jesus
we
Christ.
cut to some broad walking by a bunch of people at the pool, and she is turning.
Oh, I have written
every
down
head.
Yeah, well, with those childbearing hips, of course she's turning every head. Jesus Christ.
Well, I was going to mention her shoes because that takes skill to walk across a pool floor that is all slick and shit with those like what are they, platform high heels? I'm like, God damn,
especially
she's
with
got
that
balance.
dickhead who jumped in the pool and cannonballed everybody and continues to splash everybody else.
Yeah.
He
I wrote
leaves her
down
alone,
Tim
though.
Yobo and his buddies are hanging by the pool one afternoon, and
So then,
Yeah, but see, this would be the Mario.
fucking goons are all leering at her as she walks by. You can almost hear them go wah wah wah
Come
wah.
on. You're not going to tell me for 1 second that she's not very aware of what she's
Absolutely.
doing. I think she likes the
she's
attention.
trolling.
and then our buddy Carlo,
Our
follows
fucking
her.
there you go.
This
I was
is
gonna
our
say,
hero.
Our hero. God damn it, this guy.
Yeah,
He starts off
Oh,
sleazy
he doesn't let
right
up
off the
to the
fucking
last
bat.
frame of the
This
movie. To
guy-
the last
He
frame of the
doesn't let
movie,
up,
this
yeah.
guy is a piece of human waste.
Let me just say this right now. Greatest motherfucking ending to a
Oh,
movie
yeah.
I have ever seen in my life.
I am so thrilled right now.
I rewound it like 3 times. I'm like,
I swear to God, when we're done recording, I'm gonna do the freaking Home Alone. Yes, it was like, yeah,
it's so good.
you guys get it.
Surprise, but
I love the bloody bits because you guys get it.
Carlo's just following her. Well, of course we do. So Carlo's just following her around, taking pictures of her ass.
and he's wearing shorts
he's
that
like,
I imagine.
you got such a great face. And I'm like, dude, you haven't stopped taking pictures of her ass.
Exactly.
Okay. Let me ask you a question, Eddie. You're a fan of short shorts. Would you wear these swim trunks
Ooh,
Yes.
with your butt
With
cheeks
that
hanging
pattern?
out? Because you can
Yes,
see his butt
absolutely.
cheeks drooping out the bottoms. I was like,
I have a nice ass, so no problem, buddy. No problem.
He's got
If I
legs.
if I was wearing those shorts and she came walking by, she'd be staring at me. She'd be taking photos of my ass. No, so he follows her up and he's like, "Hey, baby, I work for all the big magazines, Vogue and what have you. How about I photograph you
she's
for
like,
those
fuck
magazines?"
off. Yeah, she's not into it. Yeah.
And she's like, "No, I don't know. Suck
Oh,
my
she
dick."
says she's
And
not
by-
into it, but she continues to listen and lets
And by
him
the way,
talk.
I know it's proper practice on this show for Tim to like nitpick the dumbest little details, like what kind of a guy's going to have a Zippo lighter. But
Not in this movie.
I'll throw out for this one. This guy, what kind of lens do you have where you can take a close-up picture of a woman's ass and then get another like medium shot of her
Yeah.
face, and it's still going to cover? This guy does not know what he's doing with a camera.
No.
I don't think
You're
there's even
absolute-
any
you know
film
what?
in that
Very
camera.
fair.
At one point, Wick, doesn't she say,
Yeah,
why
he's
is
like,
your
"Yo,
camera
yeah,
clicking?"
yeah.
And he goes, I don't know. I guess, it's a
Yeah.
good idea. Well, can't use the camera
That
anymore.
might be a
What
secret
else
plot
can I
point to the whole
use?
movie because the only picture he takes is a piece of shit picture in the dark, like 2/3 of the way through.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
that's right. You
No
only
flash,
take the
no
pictures
lighting,
one time.
nothing.
Yeah.
You might have
That's a
cracked the
good
code.
point. Yeah.
He's the gopher there. He's the guy who's supposed to go out and get coffee, and he's
He has
just
no
fucking
idea what
using
he's
that
doing.
job.
Are you going to go into his exquisite
Oh
negging?
my god, it's
His
Oh my
perfect
Is when
God.
he tells this incredible woman that her
you're fat.
belly
Now let's
is
go
too
fuck.
fat,
That's
that she
basically
has
it.
to lose.
she's got a bit of a belly, and then when they're going to go fuck, he's like, "Oh, let's watch that belly jiggle or
God.
something like that," and she's like,
Hell
"Stop
yeah,
it!"
dude. Fucking
Guy's a goddamn
hero of the
nightmare.
week, man.
Well, see, that's the move, though. It's like, your belly's a little bit big. Otherwise, you could be on Italian Vogue. Let's go to the sauna where you can lose some of that weight real quick. And then, on top of sitting in the sauna, some exercise, some physical activity is really going to get that belly down the shape, right?
Or you just say, "I need to take some pictures. Take your clothes off. I got to be nude too."
this is so inappropriate.
Yeah,
That's
I gotta
the
get my
move.
cock in you.
No,
to
that's
take
where
the
that's where he
picture.
does the thing with like, my
This is
pants
so-
are itching me. It's like, it's so hot in this
And the thing
sauna. I
is,
gotta
but,
take my pants
seriously,
off,
and I know
too.
for the time when we're appreciating it for the movie it is, and I don't want to be like the voice of Me Too. I am not that person. But yeah, this movie is so like, who gives a fuck that you said no?
It's
I mean,
bad.
it is this. This is
it's
the most
rough. It's
sexually
rough.
assaulty
Yeah.
of all the gialli I've ever seen.
The dude literally
Just stripping her down.
gets
Yeah.
her naked in the sauna,
Yeah.
and then just pulls his cock out, and he's like, "I'm
She's
gonna
like,
fuck
"Oh no,
you now."
no, I don't want that."
And
And she's
she's
like,
like,
"Shut up." Yeah.
No, I don't do.
Well, I think there's going to be.
Oh yeah! Oh my god! That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
Like,
later on in the movie.
yeah.
Oh, it gets way worse, buddy. So then Carlo brings her to a photo shoot that's going on where we get a sense that this is his MO, as he finds broads, fucks them, and then's like, all right, now you can be a model, maybe.
Well, yeah, because doesn't like the makeup guy say like, oh, is this another one of your whores or something like that?
Yep.
I just assume that that's how women become models.
It is, Candice. It is. Yeah.
It kind of is, because how many times you hear stories about like how the woman was just walking down the street and somebody's like, he has a card, I'm a model agent, come and talk to me, right?
That's
And
extra
when you get there,
problematic.
would you like to have sex with me? You will not get this job if you don't.
Well, again, Candice, like I said, we're watching this through the lens of when this movie was made, and even then it wasn't right, but it was acceptable to see in movies. And besides, we got to see tits and pussy. That was the excuse, okay?
I just assume that is genuinely what happens for the most part.
Not necessarily. And again, yeah, it does happen. But what is really common to have happen, and again, I'm not taking any sides on the entire debate, but I will say, a lot of the time what happens is people strike up what they think is a very genuine relationship between the two of them. And then later on, when it's not working out for whatever reason, usually because the guy is a piece of shit, suddenly the victim, quote unquote, in this situation goes, holy shit, this whole thing was a ruse from the very beginning. Oh my God, this piece of shit. And I'm not saying that anybody's at fault with that, but I'm saying a lot of the time these relationships aren't as cut and dry as, hey, let me fuck you or else you're not going to be famous. It's, hey, I'm really into you.
Well, because no relationship.
Because that's the
exactly
fucking Harvey Weinstein.
Exactly.
Direct right to the fucking point thing. Instead of you going to be the scumbag Peter Bogdanovich, where
exactly.
I'm going to seduce you into thinking that you want to
exactly
fucking Dorothy Stratton.
Yeah.
But, okay, counterpoint. Could you imagine courting a woman and being like, I really don't care about astrology. I just want to
Well, that's what I'm
you.
saying. It's, but.
Wick, you were a photographer,
I
weren't you?
have had some experience in an industry that kind of caters to this. And I will say that I would go pound to pound and head to head with a lot of women who have suffered this sort of terrible experience in saying they would have been more comfortable if the person involved had just said, hey, I'm going to fuck you, or I want to fuck you, or you're not going to get this job, over being kind of played with and manipulated and gaslit into it.
Agreed.
Exactly. Look, if you want the job, this is what you got to do.
Yeah.
Instead of like
exactly.
you said, maybe I'm
it shouldn't happen
job,
either
maybe
way.
Not, but I really dig.
It's
think
abominable.
You're a great chick,
it's abominable either way.
Out,
but I think it's worse to be manipulated, and I think the majority of people get manipulated into a situation.
Well, and either way, it's an abuse of a power dynamic that's fucked up, right? So that makes it like almost. It's tragic and terrible. So then I have Paul Bearer asks her if she puts out.
Son of a bitch, you did it. You beat me to it. You beat me to it, you motherfucker. Because I kept watching this movie. I didn't see this guy for like 3 times in the fucking car scene before I fucking figured out, oh, that's Paul Bearer. And I was like, I had to go back on my notes and write down, another hooker? Corleone is a slang word in Italian. Yeah. And then I have written down, my kind of dinner theater, Paul Bearer.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's my wrestling reference for the episode. You're welcome.
Come on, man. I get one wrestling joke a lifetime, and you took it away from me.
Yeah. Well, you got to be quick, Tim, because Paul Bearer with a mustache, we'll say. He asks her if she puts out. Then I just say we have some lesbian action, finally.
Well, yeah, because he tells her, he's like, I could really help your career out. And she goes, that's funny. That's exactly what your wife said to me.
Yeah. Your wife, Giselle.
Yeah, did you notice that?
What the fuck does
that's what I was wondering what that was. Because, she bedazzles it. She puts, jewels on it because it sparkles red sometimes. And
that's
then sometimes
good. That's a good move.
And then sometimes it's just a mole.
That's why my dick looks like or my nutsack looks like a disco ball.
The actress, sometimes there's a mole, but it's not even a real mole. It's painted on. And
Yeah.
And I don't know if this guy's
mark.
full of shit because he said some other stuff, but Nino Castelnuovo, the guy, our Ted Bundy in this, he has said since that, what he had understood was that she arrived on set in makeup with the mole and the director kind of gave her shit about it. So then she would arrive on set with like a little star-shaped sequin on there. And like she almost did it because she wanted that to be her trait. And the director was like, what the fuck are you doing? Again, he could be full of shit. That could be apocryphal, but that's because he said an awful lot of other bullshit that I'll get to. But that's
the director was just like, all right, get your pussy out. I don't care. So then he takes Giselle out on a date, tries to bang her, but gets shut down. Then we cut to Carlo in a dark room as Magda walks in
you're
topless.
welcome. You are welcome.
Man, I liked her too. And then she was like busting his balls, and then she's like, I want to fuck you. I'm like, I guarantee you, every woman in this movie is going to fuck him.
He says to this beautiful woman, like, you're better off working behind the camera. You'll have a career. Otherwise, as a model, you can only work for 2 or 3 years.
Yeah. That's fairly true. It's fairly true. I mean, in general, I think she held up a lot better than a lot of actresses and models. But yeah, the window's really short.
As I gotta say, he's over there fucking around with all that film and stuff, but I think there was something really developing in my pants.
Oh boy.
Because she just starts sucking his dick off, and then they just go on a
notice how
stroll
torqued the guy was? If you see that pan down to his pants, that dude is ready to go. He is. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That dude's rock hard.
Oh, yeah,
I mean,
this is the 15th take.
he's freaking, he's pulling a spinal tap, man. That thing is ready to. Yeah.
He's like, look, I got a rope around it. It's wrapped around my neck. I can't help it.
Yeah. So then we cut to this dude, Mario, who works at the modeling agency, gets invited in for some drinks. Who invites him in?
This is his place.
We don't see.
Yeah, no, that's his place. Yeah, he's waiting for
who he invites in. I apologize. We don't see, but we learned that the abortion lady was a model at the agency, and the
and I've pretty much already figured out the plot to this movie, but I don't care.
Yeah. So the beloved stranger starts pouring an entire fucking
J&B
bottle of
Scotch.
whiskey into a shot
Of what
glass.
kind of
It's not
whiskey?
that, but this movie was brought to you by J&B,
not necessarily.
right?
J&B has gone on record as saying that even though it appears in the majority of these kind of movies, it never necessarily gave its permission. People just always thought it was a special kind of swank whiskey. But I'll tell you another thing. If you watch this thing again, and you should, then I'm pretty sure that Levi's Levi Strauss.
Yes, I have written. That's the other thing too. There's so many
there's a
fucking
lot
Levi
of ads.
posters. At one point, the guy's wearing a fucking sweatshirt.
I
with
did
Levi's
notice that in this
company on
watch.
it.
Is that's really big. But as far as J&B Scotch, you can almost always see it in a true Giallo. And according to J&B, they never gave their blessing, but it's everywhere, man. So yeah, this is just how it goes. It's a trope. I have it written down here. I said tropes.
J&B
Giallo
sucks,
tropes
too.
for this movie. Killer's on all black. We don't know who it is. Edwidge Fenech is in this thing. Victim recognizes the killer, but he's gay, so he says darling, and it could still be a guy or a girl. You don't know at this point. A trope. J&B Scotch. All of this is it's reoccurring themes.
Yeah, no. So the killer stabs the shit out of his ass, literally, because when we see Giselle comes by and sees him dead on the floor, he's ass up, stabbed up.
Yeah, pants
down, ass up.
Which I thought was like, wow, that's you didn't see that too much in the movies back then, but.
So the next thing you know, the cops are interviewing her, asking her, what's going on here, trying to get some leads, and we get so much police involvement, like. There's so many scenes in this.
Well, hold on. We forgot the thing. Before the killer kills Mario, he's like, oh, I have the picture that you wanted.
Ah, yes, that's true.
Because they give you kind of like a little bit of a red herring where you see him coming out of the studio and you think that's the killer, but then somebody's actually following him.
Where did that phrase ever come from, red herring? That doesn't even make any sense.
That shit.
So anyhow,
and by the
What?
And by the way,
I know, Tim.
When
by
did
the way,
that
you're
happen?
talking about Patrizia showing up. Giselle is the woman with the shit on her lip, the owner of the company. It's Patrizia.
Patrizia, that's right. Okay,
I
so
was looking, I was
Patrizia.
like, bitch got fucking herpes. That's fucking sparkles.
Sure. But
What's
the
up with
model who shows up and finds the body is Patrizia.
Is Patrizia, right. Who
Exactly.
Yeah, we'll get to
the one with
that.
no eyebrows.
Who also Big Dude took out to the lesbian show and left early because she's not down with fooling around. That's the same lady. That's Patrizia.
Mm-hmm. And I was going to say, Basic Instinct hacks.
Oh, absolutely.
What's happening in this scene right now with one of the models sitting there looking at a magazine, and she's like
pissed off
for some reason. For some reason, she's like wearing a skirt that's slit all the way up to her belly button and just sitting there
flay-legged.
For all the reasons.
Good reason. Yeah, for all the right reasons.
Yeah.
Think of that in 70 million.
And that's still Lucia. That's still the chick that got picked up and banged in the sauna. Yeah, she's just wearing her hair in a wig.
Okay, she's
got a wig on.
That's what I was going to say. That's a wig, right? Because like her hair's, I didn't recognize.
I suspect that they didn't shoot this scene like in order with the rest of the stuff, and the problem is that she's in that office during the scene we're talking about now. But the cop later on says he didn't meet this girl before she gets killed later.
Yeah, because later on, she said that both of them said that they didn't know her and that she only came one time into the studio. But at that point, the way that she's sitting there,
exactly.
Like
so my guess is that like we're supposed to play some sort of like they're playing some sort of top bottom game, her and Patrizia, and so she's dressed up like with a little wig on, looking different, giving a different vibe or something. Or the movie's just a shitty movie that doesn't make sense, but who cares? Because tits.
I'm going to go with that one.
I'm
that
fine.
Could also be it. Then, so after the police interview, we cut to another photo shoot with Doris and Stefano. Now, there's really no reason for the scene other than we get to see some more ass.
And this is the part. This is the part where I was watching it and I was like, "Oh man, there was an episode of Columbo where he was investigating Dick Van Dyke, who was a photographer, and Columbo was on one of the shoots. And I was like, oh my God, what if Columbo is in this scene right now? He's just like stumbling around. He's dropping shit because he keeps staring and not paying attention to where he's going. I'd love it.
That'd be great. Well, he would immediately suspect Carlo, who's getting fucking pissy the whole time he's trying to take photos.
No, he'd know who it was immediately because he's Columbo.
Yeah. So he's trying to
Candice, after watching a bunch of Columbos, I found something about that show is Columbo is lucky enough that the first person that he talks to at the crime scene
lucky enough or good enough.
Oh,
lucky enough or
true.
Good enough.
Good enough. Yeah, he knows exactly.
No, because there's no way that there's some of the shows that there's no way that he can have an idea that fucking anybody is a killer, and it just happens that he's the first person that they talk to.
I will not have you doubting the skills of Columbo, you son of a bitch.
Tim,
I draw the line.
I'm taking a little umbrage right now. God damn it!
No. I love that show, and that's the reason why I noticed is because I just binged like 3 fucking seasons of it, and it's like almost every single time the first civilian that Columbo talks to is the person.
Yeah, do you know why? Do you know why, Eddie? Be ready with the sound effect. Do you know why this is, Tim? That he knows that sort of thing so quickly? Because he's got a good eye.
There you go.
You don't get that one.
Could have also given him the crickets, but good enough.
So Carlo, he gets all pissy and he's telling the broad, he's like, look, you're wearing fucking fur, right? Why don't you make it look sexy? Make the ad feel like guys are going to come with their dicks.
It's fucking
Like,
douchebag.
what the fuck?
Yeah, and the dude in the fucking fur coat, too. You can't wear... Dudes can't wear fur coats.
Yes,
and
you
if they have
Tim,
to...
Yes, 100%.
Well, no, hold on. The other thing, too, is if you have to, if you absolutely must wear it, make it at least fake fur, and don't make it a fucking, 3/4 length fur coat?
Yeah, that was a weird choice.
You know,
it did not look good.
Because you see, 6 inches of his fucking Levi's white jeans?
Brought to you by Levi's, yeah.
Yeah. It was a weird look for sure, but I don't know. I don't know.
And no shirt, but a big ass medallion. The 70s was a confusing time.
Yeah.
I dig the medallion.
He had as much fur on his chest than the coat did.
That's true, yeah. So then the cops start interviewing them about the murder of Mario. And then they're like, oh, yeah, Mario was gay, so, that was a thing.
No, they don't say that.
No, they don't even say it. They just imply it, and then they make a joke about it.
Okay. They do the old thing back in the day of the, confirmed bachelor.
He wasn't necessarily interested
quote,
in the
unquote.
ladies, is how they kind of describe it.
Right.
Yeah, that's right. It's very weird now that you mention it. He worked here for 3 years, and he never took any of the ladies out.
Yeah, it's very bizarre. You know what? He was probably just into his own thing.
I don't like the gossip.
Then Tim, We cut to Giselle eating Lucia's pussy.
God, I didn't know what was happening, and then her head pops up, and she calls her a
I
whore.
knew what was happening because I've seen that face.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she's like starts beating the shit out of her, and I'm
face.
like,
how?
Yeah, I was gonna say, how are you? You got like 2 mirrors worked up?
Yeah. No, dude, I got a whole fucking like setup.
You got like
I got pulleys.
You got
and
like
shit.
3. You got like one in front of you that's reflecting, one that's at an angle towards the mirror on the ceiling. That's how you know that look.
And that's cool because then you can do some magic tricks too.
Exactly. Yeah, I want in front, behind, and from under. I want all
Total
3
coverage
of those. Boom, boom, boom. Total coverage. And yeah, so then she just starts beating the ever-loving shit out of Lucia.
Yeah.
And she's like, well, this is because you're fucking Carlo. And Giselle's like, I got to get out of here. I have to go be naked somewhere else.
Thank God I only have to put a coat on. It saves so much time.
I love the fact that literally like every scene that any woman is in starts with them being naked or ends with them being naked.
That's why this movie is so fucking good, man.
Phenomenal.
For real. No, for real. Come on. Come on. For real. Wasn't it refreshing seeing this kind of nudity in a movie? Forget how sleazy it is. You just don't see it anymore in movies.
It's hard to it's hard to make the separation between. Well, X was nothing compared to this in terms of nudity and in terms of just sleaziness. But this one, it's hard to make that differentiation. I appreciate what Tim is talking about. I'm thrilled that he quote unquote got it. But yeah, it's not done.
Next time I'm just going to be watching this without the sound. So
I would say this: it's done great, but it's not done well. That's probably the best way to describe this movie. Maybe.
I would say this is more of a softcore porn than a horror.
Absolutely.
Oh, 100%.
I just like how the producer's notes for the days was, we need at least 6 minutes of nudity in one single shot.
This was one of the reasons that I liked New York Ripper better than this movie, because this movie is just a porno with the framework of a Giallo.
Oh my God! Wait, hold on, Candice. I think you understand porno the same way your husband claims, wink, wink, to understand porno. This is nowhere near a porn.
Well, you don't literally see penetration and ejaculation.
No, but there's only There's 2 sex scenes in the entire movie between the lesbian scene with the boss and
there's
then
3 or 4.
It's a softcore porn.
There are 2 sex scenes between the 2 leads in the last 5 minutes of this movie.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Well, you know what?
Tim.
For some reason, my mind was kind of hazy. I couldn't do math.
Did you go into like a fugue state?
I already finished doing all my baseball statistics. I can't. After that, it's hard to do math.
Anyway, so yeah, this is just a porno with the framework of a Giallo.
It's a sleaze fest, but yeah, it's hanging on a Giallo. But it's the first one to do it. It's the first one to do it.
Come on, that's like saying something bad about Sliver, Candice. Come on.
That movie's a masterpiece. It's a master something.
It's a master something.
Okay.
And we're back after multiple power failures, and somebody keeps turning the faucet on in my bedroom.
Because
I'm sorry, I needed to take a 10-minute break for some reason. I don't know why.
Because the power company in Los Angeles area is run by a squirrel that likes to get caught up on lines.
Yeah. Hey, you know what's fun about it is out here I can't have fireworks, but literally every forest fire is started by shitty fucking power lines.
I know. I listened to a podcast about that. Insane.
Yeah, I know. And don't they have like something too where they can't be like held responsible for it? Because you know what? Hey, look. If our power line goes down and starts a fire, that's an act of God, right?
They literally burned down an entire town, Paradise, California. Burned it to the fucking ground.
Right. Yeah,
killed.
Trump went there and he made some stupid comment about how there's nothing like more beautiful than paradise burning or something like that.
Yeah. So, but the problem is Paradise, California is on top of a hill, like a big ass hill, and there's only one road that leads out of town.
Oh God.
But you know what, though? If it was a school, it'd be
just
perfect
say,
for
Eddie,
shooters.
that makes, you know what? Actually, that makes sense. Why in that one road protect that town from the fire? That was perfect because it wasn't like nobody knew which road to take to get out of town. There's only one road to get out. So
they should have just shot the fire, right? That would have fucking fixed it. No, so the whole fucking town burns down. the entire town burns down. Which by the way, there was a church, or not a church, but an Adventist hospital up there. Fuck those people. They suck a dig. Fine. But then PG&E.
The hospital just gives you aspirin for no matter what's wrong with you?
No, they're terrible. So then PG&E did this thing where they're like, hey, can we just raise the rates to cover for us just getting crazily sued right now? And the government's like, sure, just raise the rates, charge the people to settle the lawsuits on their families.
You gotta love it, man. You just gotta, the whole system is just rigged and fucked for everybody unless you're fucking rich and powerful.
At some point, Tim, you've just got to laugh at it. It's just so absurd. That's our universe. It all fucking is just a big joke. So anyhow, Giselle dips out because she's got to be naked somewhere else. And we see that our killer is stalking Lucia.
Mm-hmm. I have written down, no, leave her alone.
And he's stalking her. She's wandering around the apartment. At one point, she's like digging through.
What the hell is my dog doing?
He's digging through the bureau, or like, what do you call that? Her vanity. So she's basically, she grabs something and puts it in her mouth, which is ridiculous.
No, it's some kind of pill because
like
it looks
abandoned
like
certs or something from the
something
70s.
Because she looks like she takes like a paper wrapper and throws it back on the thing. Yeah. Wow, is she taking like a morning after pill? Because
like a fucking old lifesaver at the bottom of this woman's bureau, for God's sake. It's just some sticky hair covered.
It's just like some old fucking Quaalude that's been wrapped up and stuffed in the back of the fucking...
Back then, that would have been a new Quaalude. What are you talking about?
That's fair.
Yeah, modeling agency. Maybe there's some Quaaludes hanging around.
I could see it. And she hears some water running from a faucet.
Bum, bum.
She moves in and turns off the water. And then she notices... the curtains are moving, which means there's probably a window open.
Mm-hmm.
Giallo trope.
Yeah. And just then a killer pops out of the shower and stabs her up the guts.
Fucks her up. Like, this is a good kill.
Good, too,
this is I mean, it's even got like the knife coming out and like blood slopping all over the place. This is if you're a gorehound, this is an all right one.
Mm-hmm. It's okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's okay.
Everybody,
I
the wounds.
Agree with Candice.
The wounds just look like they put some ground meat on them, like they spilled some spaghetti in their lap.
Yeah,
that's what they did.
It's just the color of the blood for me, and the color of the gore. It just doesn't.
Yeah, the color of the blood's fucked up.
I'm watching this with 53-year-old eyes, and I've seen the evolution of gore in movies. Right. And I'm like, all right, same thing. Like if I watch an old black and white movie and they're doing stop motion, I like it, but I realize it's stop motion.
There's two schools of thought or apologies for the way that the blood looks in these movies at this time. And one of them kind of makes sense. And that's that they were always using stage blood, and stage blood doesn't read right on film with the light.
Bullshit. After 100 fucking Giallo movies, you realize, you know what? We should probably use a different color.
Well, there's that. Yeah. I think that the other argument is a little bit more, logical. And that's that if it was a little bit off color, then they could kind of get away with it more because it didn't look so realistic.
That's what I always heard.
I think that's what it is.
That's what I always
agree
heard.
With that more than they.
The reason why it looks like paint is because they could get away with more gore if it didn't look so realistic.
Yeah,
exactly. It's a heightened reality sort of.
Meanwhile, Tim, your favorite zombie movie's Dawn of the Dead, and their makeup looks like shit.
That's the one thing. Yes, if I have one gripe about that movie, it's just that, and because and you know what, he used the same excuse too, right?
Yeah,
that they didn't realize what it was going to be,
right?
But also, he knew when he was making that movie that he wasn't going to get a fucking R rating, so.
Yeah.
Why not use the most realistic looking blood? So I'll give George Romero a little bit more leeway with that than I will an Italian film company that's done 10 of these movies, and on the 11th movie has said, you know what, we need to change the color of the blood.
Oh,
I think it's a little column A and column B. I think it's column A, column B. Go ahead, Candice,
I wanted to mention, Tim, that I was listening to another podcast, and the host said that he prefers the remake of Dawn of the Dead over the original.
Oh, is that the asshole podcast?
Is that the shithead stirring up some shit Candice podcast?
Is that what that is? That's it. I know how we're going to get Candice on our show. Let's just say have some bunch of dumb
with Candice.
It's the other horror show that said that.
Not to be named.
That's literally the name of the. It's the horror show podcast.
Literally the
That's
horror.
That's literally
show.
what it's called. Yeah.
I know.
So somebody said that. Somebody literally said, "Well, I prefer the remake of Dawn of the Dead to the original."
Yes, they did. Straight face.
A major host.
Yes.
Again, you can like a shitty movie. You just have to admit you're an asshole for
Yeah,
liking
you
a
can.
shitty movie.
Here's the thing: just make your brand being stupid, like me. Like I'm dumb.
That's
it's
true.
fine. Just have
Again, like
fun.
I said before, it's a great zombie movie if it's not called Dawn of the Dead, but there's no way that you can watch
Agreed.
Dawn of the Dead and watch that remake and say that the original isn't the better movie.
Oh, I know, Tim. They don't even have a pie fight at the end of it.
I mean, that podcast doesn't even have a name, okay?
Oh, boy.
They don't even have a pie fight. They just have a zombie. So it makes no sense. You're right, Tim.
Well,
so then
instead of a pie fight, you went to a cream pie.
Oh, they made that point. They were like, everybody bitches about the zombie baby, but there's a fucking pie fight in the original.
We are covering a movie that is 90% tits and bush, and you guys are still
Let's get
arguing.
back to the pussy.
all right, so we're gonna get back to Carlo and Magda, who just got done fucking. And she gets up. She's so sweet. She gets up and makes him fucking coffee.
And he's got to be a
and
shithead
you-
about it.
He's such a nigger. He's such a nigger.
Tim,
Whoa. Whoa.
you know they've been censoring that word out of fucking music lately. I don't know if you heard the bit from earlier. I'm going to isolate that. So anyhow,
Major Giallo trope right
And I've
there.
already had 3 beers, so you know what? I'm a cool white.
you
guy,
know what I'm
see?
going to do? I'm going to take that bit with Tim saying that, and I'm going to cut it into Kramer's whole, you can talk, you can talk, you can talk. He's a... It's going to be the best.
Can we, you know what? Yeah, instead of putting the N word in every movie, let's just put me doing that drop it on every movie.
Yeah, don't say that anymore, Tim. So
That reminds me of another podcast I listened to. It reminded me of Tim.
Oh, for God's
The
sake.
chick was like, as a podcaster, it's very important to enunciate for the listener. I was thinking of Tim.
Why did that remind you of me?
no, it's not. What podcast? Wait a minute. Who was the dumb bitch that said that? What was
We've
you
done more than
listening?
100
Fi-
episodes.
Fire,
I'm worried about
Fire
that.
Escape podcast.
Fire Escape.
It's a video game podcast.
Says it's very important to enunciate. That's how you're going to be successful as a comedy podcast.
I think every...
No.
Well, look, no. Some words is the enunciation really.
The enunciation, you dumb son of a bitch. Go ahead, Tim, please.
Yeah, but you know what? I used the right N word a couple minutes ago. Okay.
Oh, God.
I'm glad I could bring
you know
this
what
up.
this is? This is exactly like open micers and stand-ups that are like, if you follow all of the rules of being a comedian, you'll become successful. Fucking dumb shit, dude.
How
Fuck
are there
you, you
rules to
dumb.
becoming a comedian
Oh, there's tons.
besides telling
Tim,
jokes?
Oh,
Tim,
there are tons.
There's a dress code for what you're supposed to wear when you
Yep.
go on stage.
Yep.
There are beats of your steps, like you have to walk one
Yep.
direction when you're setting up the joke, pause, turn to the audience when you're twisting the premise, turn to the right when you're then expanding upon that.
You know what?
and then
Holy
turn
shit!
to the
As you're
left at the
saying that, I'm
punchline.
flashing through all the fucking comedy specials I've seen in my
Yeah.
life.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're
And
trained.
yeah, that's right. The guy walks, he
Yep.
has his back to the camera, and then he
Yep.
turns around and he hits a joke. Oh
Yep.
shit!
And there's rules to, like, every 8 seconds has got to be a laugh. Every 8
Yep.
seconds you have to have a laugh.
The way you
Yep,
said that,
then
it
it's usually
reminded
like-
me of Scream. There are rules to surviving stand-up comedy.
Yeah,
There are.
I
man.
guess there are rules to
fucking-
everything, aren't there?
There are.
it's fucking stupid.
And-
There are no rules.
And as
It's
someone
so
who's
stupid.
someone who's dabbled in stand-up comedy, I can tell you the guys who follow those rules and subsequently become successful are
not funny.
hated. They're hated by the industry. Oh, they're quote unquote funny because they're following the formula. But other stand-ups hate those fuckers.
Well,
hate
who
'em.
cares?
Well, yeah, that's
Success is
because
the
it's
greatest
like being a
revenge.
musician and like, oh, I'm a famous musician who does
You're a,
commercials.
you're a sellout
commercials.
now. Yeah, you're a sellout. You've sold out. Yeah, that's exactly the same sort of feeling, or that's kind of the vibe that other guys give you.
Who
when
cares?
you've
You're
done that
rich.
well.
Cry,
Yeah, fuck
cry
them.
yourself
Why?
and wipe up your tears with your
Yeah.
$100 bills.
If that's
Hey,
I would
Hey,
think, if anything, look, if you want to be rich, you don't become a comedian.
No,
that's
very
something
true.
that I think that's like
No,
a teacher. That's something
No.
that you do because you have to do it, right?
I think, yeah, if you become famous and rich at the same time, people think, oh, he did it so he could be rich. You want to be liked. That is why you have become a celebrity. It's because you want the validation of being adored.
That's
That's
why I do podcasts,
literally what's
yeah.
the most important. That's what's important. The rich thing is great, but
I've been fucking up. I've been trying to piss everybody off.
Yeah, me too.
That's not gonna.
And it's worked.
Fuck.
It has fucking worked.
Trolling gets you big, lot of followers, but doesn't make any money.
Yeah, see? That's
That's
why you're
true.
not a famous
that's
rock
why
star, Eddie.
Manscaped doesn't give me any fucking money, but I'm in the top fucking 75 in Great Britain and top 100 in America.
You know what? Let me just say, I just want to thank all those twats over in Great Britain. Okay? You are the
British.
best fucking twats in the whole world.
Fuck those British people. They still fucking suck the
fuck
dick
the
of the
French
Queen.
people. That's what it is. Fuck
Nah,
France.
the British people still pay
France
money to
almost
the
fucking
Queen like
voted
a bunch of
Le Pen
bitch
in.
asses.
I think Le Pen's going to take over like the majority. From me as a stupid drunk American, what a little bit I know about the French government, I think she's going to have a fucking majority where she's going to be able to fucking block everything that other fucking asshole didn't want.
So, speaking of assholes, Carlo does a handstand in bed, and you
Yes,
get to
he
see
does.
his asshole.
Oh, it's fantastic. Asks for milk.
Okay, so here's what I thought of. Dude, you're getting that fucking morning after dribble on your face.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Right? He's doing a naked handstand.
He did just
Snail
give himself
dribble.
a facial, Tim. That's
Yeah.
that's very true. And then he tries to tell the broad Magda, like, listen, there's molecules in milk that makes the food or the
Oh yeah,
the
this
coffee
is great.
taste better.
He says,
Yeah.
what was it? A physics student. Like she told me that, and then he stops because he realized that he's talking about someone else he was banging with someone. He's
No,
banging
because
right
he
now.
realized that student was still in grade school studying physics.
Nice.
And then he tells her, he's like, "You're a woman. You're too dumb to understand." So anyway,
Hero.
And she's like, "You're right."
She goes, she's like, yeah, you're right. Let me go check and see if there's any milk in a bag outside my door.
If you told me this movie was a satire, I would fucking believe you. I would
Totally.
believe you because it's so
100%.
extreme.
That's a good point. That's a
And
really
then-
good point. Giallo trope, by the way, Edwige has a fucking awesome apartment. I mean, that's
It
a
is
sweet
nice.
little pad,
Yeah.
man. Yeah,
it is a sweet pad, and then you get to see his ball bag.
sure. You're
In this
welcome,
scene.
ladies. A little something for the
See?
women.
There you go.
Yeah.
You satisfied women. What more do you want?
There you go, Candice. You saw his nutsack. What'd you think of that?
It looks like chewed up
Manscaped.
bubblegum.
Do nutsacks do it for you? As a woman, if you saw would you go to a strip club where like the guys like they like like there's some strip clubs where you can't do full nudity, right?
Does
Right.
your husband understand ball sex?
And what they're for?
I
Yeah.
took his
So
a long
instead of
time
who-
ago.
So, Candice, instead of Hooters, it was called Hangers, and it was
Yeah.
just dudes with their balls drooping out of a hole
I think
through
it's
some like bike
sketch
shorts.
comedy did.
Men
Would
past
you-
their prime with C-section scars.
God. Would you check that out?
No. I genuinely want to know if any woman has ever been aroused by looking at a penis because I never have.
No comment.
That says a lot about you, Candice. So,
no comment.
Yeah, just
Then I
for,
just-
Because that's
yeah.
not my thing. Clearly, there's something wrong with me.
Well, you
No.
sort of presented it like it's
Candice, you
obviously
present as that's
Yeah.
your thing. So
Right.
it should be your
Yeah,
thing. Yeah.
you didn't present it as your thing. You presented it as if it's every woman's thing. No woman has ever been
saying,
aroused by
I
an erection.
represent all women, and no women like cock. So that's
I
fine.
don't. I mean, I guess I'm just making an
Yeah.
assumption of my gender on that, but I don't
Yeah.
know any woman
Hey,
who
I'm
was
gonna
like.
make it
I don't know any.
gonna
No
make it
woman
a-
has ever said to me, "I saw his dick and it got me so wet." Like I've never heard that.
I think if anything, like maybe like women see like a gigantic dick and like maybe not that they'll get horny about it, but like just like the novelty of it. Like some dude, like if you ever had a chance
Oh,
to
yeah,
bang a
I've
chick
never-
like
Novelty.
88 double D's.
Never seen a dick before. Wow, look at that.
Well, I meant the big dick, Candace.
Oh, okay,
Well.
that's true.
This,
You got me there.
so I just want to say to Candice's husband, it's okay,
But then
dude.
with your
I'm
sorry.
sorry.
Every dick looks big. So
That's true.
I'm sorry your dick sucks, dude. But
Yeah.
Candice still loves you, even though she doesn't
Please,
care about your
Candace,
dick.
Mr. Candice, don't have this the first episode that you listen
Yeah,
to,
don't.
especially since I called
She's
you
not-
Mr. Candace.
She's not specifically talking about you, dude. When she says
She's
she
talking about
doesn't
like
other
like
Chad.
dicks. She's talking about all the other dicks that she has.
Yeah, there's just the miles of dicks that
this afternoon
been run through her.
Every single notch in that Cookie Monster bra that she has. And she goes, it's just an old bra.
Freaking thing was holding on for dear life.
Every chip in that cookie bra.
Yeah. It started out as a white bra, and now look at it.
Now it's stained blue. That's the way a cookie crumbles.
I like how you're slut-shaming me. That's cool.
Well, I'm not slut-shaming you. I'm
the movie we're covering is Strip Nude for Your Killer. This is a manual for slut-shaming.
Yeah. So then he's reading the paper, and he's like, hey, that Lucia broad, she got killed. And then Magda's sus on him. She's like, look, man, I noticed you were the photographer. You discovered her, right? He's like, yeah, but check it out, though. There's an earring.
But wait, did we get to the part where he chokes her?
Yeah, where he pulls a Roger Rabbit and like totally flips out.
This is that part. Because she's like, you knew
you know
him.
what? You
knew her.
You think I'm the killer? Let me choke
was that? Yeah. Was that the part that turned you on, Candice? Not the dick, the choking?
Maybe.
I'm going to put a poll up on Twitter. I'm going to be like, women, are you more aroused by dicks or getting choked?
Hey, choking's a legitimate move.
Yeah, well,
so is having a dick.
Yes, my dick looks legit.
What about choking on a dick?
All right, Magda.
Yeah, Magda. She notices the earring. She's like, I recognize the earring.
From somewhere. She's not sure where.
Somewhere.
Yeah.
Then the cops are interviewing Carlo, and Giselle's trying to track down some leads. And this ends up with Carlo and Giselle like turning on each other.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
and they're like, to get each other up. You might be the killer. Well, you might be the killer.
Yeah, both of them lied to the cops, so each one of them has a reason to suspect the other one.
Exactly.
You have herpes.
You've bedazzled your herpes. So
you've got a Volkswagen Beetle. You got a Volkswagen and the seat's taken out of the side. So
this is the part I have in my notes where I'm like, what is that on her face? Did she bedazzle her herpes?
Yeah, exactly. Candice, I have the same time, and I was like, do I have to go back on my notes and write this down? But like, no, she didn't have this shit before, right?
This is new. This is new.
Major theatrical rule. If you're in the theater, they always tell you this: if it sticks out, you put a bell on it.
Like, yeah, imagine if Nora Desmond did this.
Oh God. Yeah.
Who?
I fucking love you, Yo.
Who?
Oh my God.
And Candice just said, who?
Yeah. Watch a movie.
She was in Singing Singing in the Rain.
No.
Oh, okay.
No, she wasn't.
Yeah.
She was. All right.
So then I have Paul Bearer picks up Doris off the street.
This is the best. This guy rules.
This is the first time I had Paul Bearer written down, and then I had to go back in my notes, but you still fucking beat me to it.
I know. And his driving.
This is real. This is legit, right? Somebody is really driving.
They couldn't have stunted this thing off. There is no budget for that kind of driving.
No, because...
This is like the car scene in Highlander, but if the Kurgan was a sleazy fat Italian. This is what's happening right here.
French Connection, you fucking hacks. Shit.
This
is how you fucking do it.
No shit. This is by the seat of your balls. Put the camera in the car. We're just going to drive. We're not going to map this thing out. We're not going to rope anything off. We're just going to fucking go, baby.
This is some Mad Max Fury Road shit.
Yeah, again, I watched this scene twice. Which is the least amount of scenes I've ever watched in this movie. Usually it's at least 4 or 5 times. But I watched this one twice. There's no speeding up of the film with the other cars. Nobody's walking funny. It's not even like one frame has been taken out of this fucking shot.
No,
it's 100%.
It's an unbroken shot. They just fucking went nuts.
Wick, are you saying that this is his Scorsese like tracking shot?
I'm not putting it past the guys. That's all I'm saying. Scorsese,
It is an incredible fucking shot of a car.
It really is.
For real. Sir Charles and Robbie, and whoever else is in all these fucking cars. This has to be one of the best fucking car scenes I've ever seen in a movie.
Excellent shot. And he drives around like a fucking maniac, and he's like, I got to show you something.
Yeah, this makes you horny, right? oh, this gets all the women horny, right?
And you can tell it's ADR'd, and you can tell that they were just filling in time because they wanted to show off this incredible freaking shot. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Plus, it is also a great way to get a woman to agree to sleep with you. It's like, you're going to sleep with me or we're going to crash, right?
Yeah, fair.
Look, I'm going to kill you unless you fuck me.
Well,
I'm
fear.
not going to stop this car
Tim.
until we're at the fuck pad.
No, see, fear is the greatest aphrodisiac. He was playing the long game. Get her heart racing right there.
Yeah, well, see, he is pallbearer, right? So that would be his kink.
You know, Undertaker, I've got the urge. Why does he sound like the Swedish chef?
I don't know
really
who you're
does.
talking about.
From the Muppets?
You'll get send
No,
her a
I
picture.
know that.
Borg.
I know who this new
Pallbearer.
chef is. Who's
Okay,
Paul
give me
Bearer?
Somebody in the Discord send a picture to Candice of Paul Bearer. He was the valet of The Undertaker, who was a professional wrestler. You might have liked, actually. He pretended
who
to be
he
a
was,
dead guy,
yeah.
but he was just a hick.
Yeah.
And then he ended up being like Kid Rock. I think he even
did
had
know.
Kid Rock as one of his theme songs.
I did know the Undertaker.
Oh,
Are we keeping you up, Candice? Are we keeping you up?
So my Red Bull's
sorry about
running out.
that, Candice. So anyhow, he drives her up to his house and then corrals her in when she tries to run away.
He tries to bork her, if you know what I mean.
You
But he
the old
doesn't have
birdie
AIDS because he's
birdie.
Swedish.
And then he tries to pay
Oh yeah, he
her
does
for
look like that
sex.
dude. Oh my god,
There you go.
that's
Yeah,
amazing.
Welcome to the show, Candice.
That's amazing.
He looks exactly like the fucking Paul Bearer.
This guy's awesome. This guy rules.
I love this dude, man. R.I.P. by the way.
Yep.
And he's like, "Look, man, I'll pay you $200, $300, $1 million to fuck."
A million
but,
lira.
yeah, keep going.
Yeah,
That's probably
that's
like-
like what, like $17?
Yeah,
It's like
$5.
1850. Yeah.
In today's money, by the way, not even back then.
Damn, you could bang this broad out for $18.
Yeah.
Just because your bills are big doesn't mean it's worth a lot of money.
Yeah, good point. So she's like, "Nah, I don't want to do that." So
Because the reason why, listen to this, the reason why she doesn't want to do that.
She's got a good reason. She's smart, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because she doesn't want to.
She's been in this business a while, okay? She knows what side her bread is
But this
buttered
was
on.
so funny to me. She doesn't want to have sex with him because she's fucking his wife and she doesn't want to cuck the wife. The husband's not allowed to have sex with any of the women because the wife's already doing it.
Candice.
Well,
So wait, is this like the fabulous Moolah of modeling?
I guess so. Yeah.
She's also like deeply involved with banging her own brother, apparently. So again, she's got morals. This woman has a line.
Yeah, we've got multiple Whitefire scenarios coming up in this movie.
So
multiple.
He's like, come on. And she's like, no.
Friday.
And like a smart guy and a respectful gentleman, he says, "Oh, I understand how you feel. I'm sorry I put you in this position. You may leave."
Yeah, that's exactly what he does. Yeah.
Yeah. No, he doesn't just try to rape her then and push her down and threaten
It's
her
really
with a
uncomfortable.
vase.
And then she's totally cool.
As comfortable as it gets more uncomfortable.
It gets very funny.
Right.
Immediately
Is that a vase?
after that.
Was it a vase or was it like an empty kerplunk game? I couldn't figure out what the hell
Could have been an empty kerplunk. You know, in Italy they do have those fancy hand blown glass kerplunks.
Yeah, well,
So maybe that's the problem.
it's an executive kerplunk.
Well, I mean, this is Italian, so you've seen some of the fucking Art Deco fucking furniture they make. That
by
fucking
the way-
lamp that the cop has in his office.
Well, by the way, and how do you deck out your fuck bungalow? You put a bunch of saloon mirrors in the place. That's classy.
What was that move?
I think that there's
that was
actually
a big thing.
I think that there's something to. I actually think that was almost a hint, and I don't know how spoilerific you guys care about getting.
Do not give a
go
shit.
for
Already did it, yeah.
Well, so with the killer being who it is, right? Which is Patricia. That actress was
The chick with no
huge.
eyebrows.
Yeah, she was huge in Italy, absolutely huge in Italy, because she did a bunch of, I think Peroni beer or
Pepperoni beer.
oh, what the fuck? No,
Is that
Peroni
the
beer.
one that we see the poster for in the background where the chick's
Yes.
got all the ones around her stomach and her fucking tits are out? I love Europe. Fucking Europe advertisement is the best.
She was famous for being like the Peroni girl during this period of time, and this is one of the first movies she was given. And I'm wondering if that was like almost a clue that we're going to put a bunch of like beer and liquor.
No, I really don't think so.
No, because most of them I don't think they're even for beers. One of them is like a fucking Winchester rifle. Yeah,
you're right. It's all they're all bar mirrors. It's fucking weird to put that in the bedroom of your goddamn fuck bungalow.
I think they were just grabbing whatever they had on hand.
Yeah.
This movie, and I think there's a bunch of movies in the 70s with this, there was a period of time where designers put fucking designs on mirrors. I'm like, it's not a fucking mirror if I can't fucking see myself in it. Why are you going to do this shit? Having fucking Winchester written across a mirror, how the hell am I supposed to check my hair, see if my fucking makeup is on right? Or all this other fucking shit that was going on with the mirrors back then. God
damn it, you're right, Tim. You've cracked the case.
Of course.
That's a good point, Tim. That's why they don't do that anymore. Now all the mirrors are just clean.
Yeah, but look what's happened to society. Maybe we need those mirrors.
Well, now we need those mirrors, but now they need to be like digital mirrors, so it'll put a filter on whenever you look in them.
Well, fire up Snapchat because all you got to do.
Oh my God, Candice just hit on $1 billion fucking idea: a mirror that comes with filters.
Exactly.
No, I mean
real,
this is
Candice,
just
for real. Come on. That's $1 billion idea.
This is just Snow White. It's just a mirror that affirms, like, oh, you're the prettiest, Candice. Don't worry about it.
You just ask who's the prettiest of the all, and it keeps putting more and more fucking filters on your face.
Yeah, and then you'll have butterflies flying around your head.
Yeah. Again, you've described Snapchat, and I'm
but
wondering,
that's not
do
a mirror.
people even?
That's for taking pictures.
Well, do you use mirrors anymore anyway?
Fantasy becomes reality. Every mirror that you go into, that's what you look like.
I see people, especially women, all the time though, and they're using their phone as a mirror instead of like going to the bathroom.
Yeah, sometimes it's more
convenient. Like a black mirror.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Wow, that's a good point, Tim. It's like a black mirror.
No, you just put it on camera. You flip it so you're looking at yourself, and then you're like, "Oh, I don't have something in my teeth. That's good."
Hey,
but you're going for the wrong teeth because you flipped it.
Hey, wow, Tim. And then it's almost like instead of the weird thing that was trapped in the Queen's black mirror, it's all your reply guys on social media that are telling you you're the most beautiful, right?
Right.
Oh, yeah. Have a mirror with the filters, and then your Insta feed is coming up, and it's like, hey, good morning. You look so beautiful first thing in the morning.
Yeah. Wow, a bunch of little hearts coming up on the bottom of the screen. Come on. See,
dudes, you guys are blowing my mind.
It's $1 billion fucking idea. Then every time a guy shows up, like, wow, your dick got bigger than yesterday. What's going on?
Hey.
Have you lost weight?
And you can just program AI bots to do that for you. And
no, because sooner or later the AI bot turns racist and misogynist. So
that's true.
Can we talk about the fat guy getting killed?
Yes, we can, because he starts raping her, but then she gets into it. Right.
Sure. Yeah, she's like, fine, do what you must.
All right, if you're going to do it anyway.
She doesn't want her dress wrinkled, is her excuse for this, right?
Yeah. And then,
all this while, I'm thinking, like, okay, when is she going to kick him in the balls
That's
or
what
hit
I
him
was
in the head
thinking.
and get the fuck out of the place, right?
Nope.
But then it turns out she doesn't even need to, because his dick doesn't work.
And then he starts crying.
She took a bet. She looked at him. She said, this motherfucker looks like Paul Bearer. And he hasn't gotten laid because his wife has been fucking every other model coming into this place. He can't be he's not even going to get out of his fucking tighty whities. Which, what do you say? That guy's got some tighty whities on.
He said it. He's never done it with a woman. He admits that.
He's an incel, Tim.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. So the guy with the mustache is a beard?
Okay.
Yeah, that's true. Because his wife is a lesbian. Potentially, or bisexual. We're not going to erase bi people. And he's never fucked her, but he's there to make her appear to be straight, maybe?
And plus,
a beard.
And plus it says that he owns the company. So if it goes under, he's the one who's on the hook for it.
Yeah. True. Smart move. Nice.
Yeah. Now, good for her. And
plus his mommy told him that one day he was going to be able to do it, right?
Sure.
Yeah, so he just losers off upstairs and starts blowing up a sex doll.
He starts holding the sex doll like a little kid does with their favorite stuffed animal. And he's like, you're the only one that I've ever done it with.
Yeah, he's like, only you understand me. It's awesome. And then we get the same stalking and killing scene we've already seen, but this time much sexier because
much sexier.
Those whiteys.
Mm-hmm. So he hears a faucet, and he goes downstairs to turn it off. He's the only one, by the way. He grabs a knife, which is smart.
No, because he has that blow up doll next to him. You can't put the two of them together, stupid. Come on.
That's true. Yeah, he would have popped the blow up doll,
and then he would have lost his best friend forever.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, wait, see, he's one of those motherfuckers, right? That's my best friend, and then all of a sudden he's using it as a fucking blow up doll shield.
Yeah. Just throws him under the bus, Tim. No, my note I have here is how great would it be if Paul Bearer ended up just killing the killer right now and this was the end of the movie? This fucking loser just ends up winning the movie for all of us.
All the picture of him in the newspaper is him with the underwear, with the knife, and the blow-up doll in his hand.
Yeah. But no.
I did it for her!
The killer gets the drop on him and stabs his ass to death.
Yep.
And then we cut to Giselle IDing his body through a window.
That's what they do in Europe. That's that's the way.
And then all the
cops
start...
like, you know what? It's going to be a fucked up thing to say, but did she really need the sheet to be lifted up to tell that was her husband?
You know what I wished? Man, if I directed this movie, and thank Christ I did not, but if I did, what they needed to do was they needed to have like a thing sticking up about halfway through that body. So like it was making a tent. And then like everybody's like, oh, he finally got it up. But then they pull the sheet off and it's a knife handle sticking out of his gun.
His mother was right.
They're all excited. Oh, look, he finally died with a heart. Oh, no, that's a knife.
If it was me, he would have blown the blow-up doll most of the way, and then it would have stabbed through the blow-up doll into him, killing his lover and him in one fell swoop.
I was like, that's how the guy's going to have a heart attack, blowing the fucking doll up.
Yeah,
at that point, dude, you got to get a fucking pipe pump.
That'd be great. So then now the cops are interviewing Giselle, and then they're like, hey, we got to talk to you about this earring that was at Lucia's murder scene. She was like, yeah, that's not my earring. They're like, you sure? Because it looks like your earring. She's like, no.
Yeah, very expensive.
Anyhow, back at the office, she gets a call. Somebody's blackmailing her for 10 million lira.
So $5.
$17.80.
Yeah, that's enough to get 3 blowjobs from her. So you know it's a lot of money. And they're like, look, we're going to drop the dime on you with your affair that you've been having right before Lucia's murder. So maybe you might be implicated in some shit.
Maybe.
Then, Magda overheard this conversation.
And she looks so sly while she's doing it, too.
Yeah, she looks great while she's doing it. God damn it.
Well, I mean, she's got this, impish look on her face, like, I'm listening to a conversation that I shouldn't. Now I have something up on someone.
She's being naughty. Mm-hmm. She can.
Tee-hee. Yeah. So then she heads home for some detective work on the earrings and some photos. And she's got the big magnifying glass.
She's magnifying glass. Get it? Magda. Fuck it.
Well, so Magda is her name.
Yes.
And Magna rhymes with that. And it's
sort
a magnifying glass.
They sound similar. Yes, that was where I was going with
that.
It's
good.
And later on, he magnuts.
Did you? Thank you, Tim, for taking it home and parking it for us. That's
Tim. Thanks, buddy.
God damn it.
So when she's home with the magnifying glass, because it's such a funny joke, she hears a knock at the door and panics. And she's like, oh, shit,
By the
what's
way, how
going
is she
on?
Dressed?
Fantastically.
Yep.
Perfectly.
How every woman dresses, right?
Fucking
Tim,
open...
take us home, buddy. What is it?
Yeah.
What's she wearing?
She's got those panties on, and there's just that open man shirt, right?
Oh, it's an open, and it's a Levi's shirt. It's like, it's not denim, but it's got that Levi's thing on it. And oh my, that's how you need to lounge at home.
There is no scene with her in it where you don't see her tits.
I know. It's fantastic. It's a perfect movie.
I love this movie, for real. It's just, forget about the sleaziness.
Oh, my God.
The uncomfortable rape turned into, like, why not? You got to come too fast anyway scene. It's just fantastic for just the amount of nudity that's in this movie. For real. It really brought my heart back a couple of years. Just like
pause before heart, guys. Yeah. You paused. It's a different organ. Yeah. Good times.
Candice, you enjoyed it too, right? You're still here?
No, Candice is smart enough not to let her husband watch this movie. See?
No, I'm just flashing back to all the times that I was like, man, this guy's so hot, and then you play that music to derail my thinking of how hot someone is. because you're shaming me for being aroused. But then Tim and Wick can get on here, and they're like rubbing themselves while they're talking, and it's cool.
Yeah.
Okay, here, I'll play the music for them too. You ready?
It doesn't work on them.
Yeah, let me tell you.
Yeah.
Again, here we go. We get some great 70s breasts in this movie. And
Huge, beautiful,
bush.
round,
Let me tell you about the
breast.
bush that's in this movie.
Oh,
you can
the
drop
hair.
an egg on that bush, and it's not going to bread.
That fucking makeup is perfect. Her goddamn hips and ass. Yeah, I'm on board. I am on
Those
board.
child-bearing hips. Oh, my God. Yeah.
We are 900
wait,
miles
wait.
apart, and I can still high five you.
If I'm going to turn Tim off, I gotta do this.
Jeez.
All right, go ahead, Tim.
I can still talk about the tits and the pussy that's in this movie. Like I said, that bush, let me tell you, that's a bush that you can lay your head on.
Okay,
That's a bush you could. That's a bush you could hide in.
Yeah,
when
like
when
I
the
said, you
cops are
could
looking
drop
for
an
you.
egg. Like all those kids who had to go through that high school project, they're like building a thing so you could drop an egg from a 2-story building without it breaking.
Just use 70s bush.
Yeah, 70s bush. That's it, man. That egg
Candice,
ain't breaking.
are you glad you asked?
Yeah, I'm real glad. I didn't ask anything. I
Okay.
was just
I'm just saying, are you
expressing my
glad
thoughts that you asked for. And
I don't have
and
any
you ruined it
music
for
that'll
me.
turn Tim off. This is
I'm
what
never,
I was saying
I
about
am
men.
never going to be turned on.
I'm a man
Sexuality.
watching all these breasts and all this bush. Nothing is going to work to like change my
I
mind.
can't.
Candace.
What the only way I could turn Tim off is if I physically killed him, and even then,
Yeah,
rigor mortis.
I'm not gonna bet on that
That's
one.
right,
'cause
yeah.
Angel Lust is gonna take over on that one.
Yeah, exactly.
Is this the episode that finally breaks the bloody bits?
No.
Tune in.
So
Come on. We got
So
past
then-
the entity with Sir Charles. Nothing
yeah,
like that.
that was a good one. So then she hears a knock at the door and panics, but it's Carlo, and his hands
and then
are full of
panics again because
groceries.
it's Carlo.
So wait a second. Wait,
Yeah.
if he had all his
Exactly.
arms were full and he had a bag in his mouth, how was he knocking on the door?
forehead.
Well, no, maybe a
Legs.
little lower. It was a
Legs.
low knock.
Yeah,
He was doing some cock knocks.
Yeah, it was a low thump.
it's a cock knocker.
Dum. Yeah. So then he comes in, and he puts down the groceries and immediately just grabs her ass,
Yes, have you seen her?
Mm-hmm.
and she's all like,
And you know, a
"Hold
good
on."
move too. He goes over the panties because if a woman's going to take that time to get those kind of beautiful lingerie, you don't want to negate that.
No.
You want to pay attention to the lingerie.
Sex secrets from Tim Yobo.
That's right.
Keeping it hot.
So then she's all like, "Look, I got these photos I want to show you. Look, there's this earring in this one, and there's an earring
he
in
could
this."
not
And he's
give
like, "Yeah,
less of a
that's
fuck.
yeah.
Doesn't give a
That's
shit.
crazy. Hey, let's fuck, by the way." And we get
Show me after when I'm asleep.
Yeah. Show me after when I'm a different person. We get some fucking and rolling around and nipple kisses.
Oh,
and
at one point when he's talking about his health, he literally says the words, "It's bad for my corpuscles." That's
Oh yeah. He also
is our
says
hero.
you need to hurry up before I get a headache.
yeah, this guy is
This
genius.
guy rules. So then we cut to Giselle roaming around the park with a gun.
Yep.
And I'm
And
like,
she's
what
being
the
followed.
fuck?
She's being
She's being
around.
followed by Carlo, and the idea is she's here to dispense either 10,000 or 10 million lira or 5 blowjobs. I don't know what the trade rate is at this point. I think
Yeah,
they're
She has
somehow
all the
tied.
teeth, so it's probably one blowjob.
I think they're tied to Ethereum right now. So
Oh, so it's either $1 million or nothing.
exactly, it's either nothing or you could trick somebody into thinking it's $1 million.
Yeah, she's bringing him a basket of Doge. It's fine. It's fine.
It's
She's
nice to
gonna
know
do
that
fine.
the pyramid scam has evolved, right?
It's not even a pyramid scam, Tim.
Yeah,
it's
that's
just
true.
literally
Yeah. There's no
it's
foundation to it whatsoever.
No. So it's the old Ponzi scheme. I keep telling you what's worth this, so I sell it to you, and then you try to sell it to the next person. It's a Ponzi scheme. So
No, I
We got
thought a
Carlo down
Ponzi
there.
scheme was when you were investing in something that doesn't actually exist, and the other
Yeah.
person you're paying.
what he
you're,
just said.
Well, no, you're paying the next person with the funds that you got. There's no
Right.
actual return.
So it's sort of like a Ponzi scheme, and there is no return at the end of the day. But instead, what you're doing is you're taking in venture capital from people, telling them it's going to return them money, hoping to sell it to the next person for their venture capital that they've gathered, and then not paying people off.
Right.
Yeah,
So
but in the
basically,
Ponzi
it's just not
scheme,
paying people.
in the Ponzi scheme, you are paying people off with other people's money, but there's never actually any
Right,
profit.
No, I think
right.
that's-
But
isn't
no-
that
yeah.
the pyramid scheme? It's not the
Well,
pyramid,
it's a-
right?
That's
It's
not a
very, very
pyramid
similar to that.
scheme, but
Yeah.
I mean,
If you-
okay. Either way, it's bullshit, and this movie's better because there's
you know what?
vagina.
You know what's great about it is because all the bushes kind of look like upside down pyramids.
If you guys,
Oh.
if you do exactly what you're talking about, wearing a leather jacket on a motorcycle, it's a Fonzie scheme instead.
Wow, you just jumped the shark.
Oh man,
I got that reference.
So she go. There you go.
Jesus Christ! I didn't mind the guys going burn, but Candice says, "I got that reference." Dang, fuck!
Oh, isn't that like the Weezer
I mean, this is a
video?
basic ass reference.
God,
He's the-
that's what I'm saying. It's like, oh my god.
He's the
Doesn't
guy
get
in the
Nora Dance
Weezer
Man. She doesn't know
video,
who
right?
I Love Lucy is. What the
There's-
fuck is going on?
I know
There's
who I Love
low-hanging
Lucy
fruit.
is.
There is low hanging fruit, and there is fruit that's
He
been on the
was-
fucking ground for 10 days. And that's,
He was the principal in Scream, right? Oh man. So yeah, then he's taking the photos, and then
Yeah.
the killer pops out, gets the drop on Giselle, stabs the shit out, and another dude just runs away behind both of them.
right.
And it looks like he cut Giselle's ears off.
Yeah, you
there's
see
two
it.
ears
Yeah.
on either
Yeah.
side. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Never heard
plus,
that coming.
I just wanted to make the commentary that you derailed me there. I wanted to make the commentary. The dude doesn't try to help her. He just keeps taking
No.
pictures. Not a modern problem.
Yeah, I love that.
Which, yeah, by the way, I don't care what kind of fucking film we're going to find out later on that you magically use and still doesn't turn out to be any fucking good.
Right.
There's no way you
Doesn't
can
even
take
help.
pictures like that with that fucking camera.
No, that's the. Thank you, Tim. That was my point for the beginning. The guy doesn't know how to shoot a goddamn photo.
Oh, so all this time he's just been using a camera with no film in it to try to get pussy.
Yeah, and then
now
suddenly
when push
he
comes
gets.
to shove.
Yeah,
Huh?
suddenly he's got magical infrared
Yeah.
film.
He just like hopes it works because
Right.
he's been faking it for so long.
Well, not only
Somebody-
that, have we considered the fact that his fucking girlfriend has been saying like all night, I think that this is connected. I think she has something to do with it. And he's like, shut up
Yeah.
and fuck me. And now he's out here trying to save the goddamn day.
He's like, yeah, what's the big deal? I mean, she talked to
nothing.
somebody, so somebody must have something that she has to pay for. So what's the
Right.
big deal? There's going to be
Yeah.
a trade-off later on tonight.
Yeah. Meanwhile, he's the one stalking around there with the camera because he's a guy. And now suddenly he gives a shit.
Yeah. He's like the dude from Halloween 3. He's like somehow a detective, but he's also trying to bang women. It's he's just trying to make something happen. He's moving the plot along, I would say. So then, yeah, a bunch of witnesses show up, which are detectives, because I guess like the police are just following everybody around, but not stopping murders from happening.
No, that's not their job.
Because nobody called, right? Oh, yeah, no, that's a good point. So you're telling me they're like the police in Texas?
Absolutely.
They just kind of wait until everybody's done blasting?
That's not their job.
That
That's
makes
not their
sense.
job. If I were to argue in favor of this movie's plot, which I would never do sober, I would say it has a lot to do with the fact that so many people from this woman's company have died recently, including her fucking husband.
Yeah, no, I
they're,
get
they're
that.
following her because of that. But
I get that, yeah. So then Carlos goes to sneak off, but somebody runs his ass over and
Thank
smashes his camera, too.
thank God, greatest thing in the whole movie right there, beating the shit out of this guy.
Yeah. He gets fucking smashed out by that. Then they take his ass to the hospital.
And I have a note. How often is he going to fuck these nurses? Because he's 100% going to fuck these nurses.
So
One
my
every 4
note,
hours.
my note was that I half expected the nurses to start 69ing in the bed next to him.
Yeah, it's very.
All right.
He's unconscious. It's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but instead one of them's like, "Are you going on a date with Gio tonight?" And they're like, "Nah, Gio's fucking around or whatever." So he pops up and he calls home and he lets Magda know he's fine, which It's like,
Too bad.
hey, I'm cool. Don't worry about me. She's like, well, where the fuck are you?
I wasn't worried about you. Fuck
He's
off.
like, no, I'm cool. Don't worry about it. Hey, can you go to the trash can behind the agency and get a reel of film for me?
Just stick your hand in
used
that garbage
condoms.
can. Yeah.
Don't ask any questions.
Swat the fucking possum out of the way and get the film.
No, the possum was in
The grill.
your grill.
Yeah, that's the whole.
It
God
was-
Possum
damn.
was in her pants.
It was all up
I
in
got-
your grill.
I got 2 possums living in my grill right now. It's
They're
ridiculous.
fucking in there.
Yeah, I know. They're making little possums.
Yeah, I was telling you, just turn the grill on.
No, I'm not going to do that. They're sweet. I don't want to. No, that's fine. Let them have it.
No, they're savory. You just
bang on
garlic
it.
powder.
Savory.
I don't want to chase them off if they're nesting in there and if one of them is pregnant. I'm not going to run them out.
Get a
It
little.
depends on what kind of wood are they building that nest out of.
He's
What am I, an innkeeper?
he's-
I'm going to
if
make them
one
go
of them
live in
is-
a freaking barn? No.
If one of them is pregnant, it's like a turducken, but with a possum.
We're done. We're done here. We're done. I am done sharing stories about my personal life.
You just hit them with a little of the Montreal steak seasoning. By the
for
way,
God's
Canadian food, amazing. Montreal steak
People do
seasoning,
eat possum, right?
good stuff.
Yeah. Oh,
yes.
yeah. Of course they do.
Of course you can eat possum.
I shared
What's
a,
like the
a
possum
recipe.
equivalent to veal?
Possum pussy.
Awesome possum.
Pussy possum.
Yeah, no, that was what I was saying. It's like a turducken. You just go with it. You know, you can feed them real good too. Give them some apples.
You know what I'll do? You know, what I'll do?
Make 'em all
I'll feed them
happy.
onions.
Oh,
I'll
we
feed
found
them-
a nice
Fatten 'em up.
home.
I'll feed them onions and then I'll dip them in batter and I'll have an awesome possum blossom.
Maybe like
That's
give
what
them
I'll
a
do.
massage every day to make sure the muscles are real tender.
All right, you guys are great.
Now
I
that's
love this
speaking
show.
Australian. That's what I'm talking about, buddy.
Oh God.
So the doctors are like, "Hey, you got a fracture, but there's no complications. It's not like he uses his brain anyway."
Right. They literally
know.
say that. It's awesome. It's good thing his head's so thick.
And I love when he calls Magda. He's like, "Look, go get the reel out of the trash." She's like, "All right, cool."
He's pretending to be knocked out until the nurse leaves, right?
Yeah. Because he's suspicious that the nurses might be the killer. Like, who fucking? Why would you do that? There's no point. So anyhow,
I
he's
have
like,
to pretend I'm asleep just in case she tries to suck my dick while I'm asleep.
"That's true." So then Magda pops up. She's like, "All right, I'm going to flash my tits at the camera real quick, and then I'm going to go get the film because she's in a scene, so
It's
you
so
have to
great.
see her tits."
Can you imagine being on the set and being the director and saying, "Okay, now here's how we're going to finish this particular shot, just for funsies."
Yeah, let's see your tits and scene. That's it.
It's pretty cool though.
So-
She throws it right at the camera, so it kind of hangs on the lens for a second.
Very
It's pretty-
artsy.
Yeah.
It's very
I
clever.
mean, I'll tell you, they're nice tits.
They're the best tits ever. I'm sorry.
I
That's
agree.
So
And,
fucking. That's
just
such
to
a
derail
man
the
thing to
podcast.
say.
Did you see that thing on Twitter about the fucking vacuum thing that you put in your wall?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Okay. Just throwing it out there.
Okay.
What does that have to do with anything?
And well, no, because it looked like when she threw her shirt at the camera, it looked like kind of like a POV
okay.
of that. And I'm wondering
Yeah.
how long before we get the POV of the vacuum cleaner hose in your wall that's waist length before some guy has to go to the
I
hospital
mean,
to suck his
it's
dick
also
out.
it's also waist height too, not just waist length.
True.
I know people who have their like vacuum cleaner ducts. Like, how can I describe this? I'm sure you guys have heard of this before. Where like the baseboard around their floor is a
Yes,
vacuum
it looks like an
cleaner.
electrical plug. You open it up and it just starts sucking. Yeah, but it's not dick height. According to
That's where it crossed the line for you.
yeah. Come on.
Yeah, because Tim probably wouldn't squat down and put his cock in the baseboard.
No,
But
that's
if it was-
you really have to work for that one. This one is just like kind of asking for it.
Okay.
Asking for it. Hey Tim, here's what you do: you hollow out a fleshlight and you stuff it in there.
It's a new generation of cum socks. First, you throw your socks down the chute.
Well,
You
that's
stick your
the
dick in the
problem.
hole.
The problem is that this, goes down to the washer and dryer. So,
Why
speaking
is
of
this soap so sudsy?
speaking of starching up your shit, man, you get the flying nun, you get the flying cum going through the fucking tubes in the wall. So, I just have
You
the
gotta call the plumber. Oh shit! Your shit's
God.
clogged. Do you have a teenage boy in the house?
Yeah, like the cum version of Drano you got to throw in there, too.
Cummo. You call it cummo.
Cummo. Just
Jizzo.
dumping ball bearings in there to break it up.
Call it ball Drano.
Oh, man.
Ball Drano.
I think that's what it's already doing, yeah.
Yeah. So on our way to go down and get the film, we get the nail gun massacre killer tailing her.
All right.
She calls Carlo from the office, though, to say, hey, like, I got the prints going, and they're drying. And just then the lights go out, like they did at my house repeatedly.
Yeah, see? But
And
Eddie, were you wearing a fur coat while you were developing film around all those chemicals?
Yes. Okay. And we also hear a crash in the building.
Right.
When the lights go out. And I like Carlo's like, it's cool. It's probably just a power surge. You know, because now power surges cause these big crashes to happen.
Yeah, I was gonna make the comment, what's the better and most tense better cat and mouse scene? Is it this one, or is it in Tenebrae where the guy keeps playing the piano even though he knows someone's in the house? Which one's the more tense cat and mouse scene?
I think this one is, because you've got her just like with Carlo on the phone. He's like, go get a gun. She gets a gun. And
he says, go get a revolver, and she pulls out a Walter PPK. But okay, let's keep going.
Yeah, it's not a revolver.
He's on the phone. He can't see.
And then we've got her walking through, and I've dubbed it the office of falling shit. Because, like, literally everything is just falling around her. It's insanity.
Including, like, a really expensive-looking, like, Lico light. It's anything they could tip over, they tip it over.
Literally, yeah. Anything that could tip over falls over. Then she rounds a corner, and the killer pops up behind her.
Well, it's like behind a poster. It's like the poster's on the wall, and you can't really tell.
And it rips through the poster.
It rips through the
rips
poster.
through it, yeah.
Very good. It'd be funny if it was a nail gun massacre poster, and then they ripped through the outline of the motorcycle.
I suppose it was a Levi Strauss poster.
Yeah, it's true.
No, you can't rip through that shit. Our jeans don't rip.
Mm-hmm. So then Carlo hears her screaming on the phone, and now he's like, okay, I'll get up out of the hospital bed.
I'm getting up. God damn it.
I gotta get up, damn it.
Because baby's got a problem.
Because this guy has like 3 stitches on his fucking head. Why is he even in the hospital?
For real. Why is he in a hospital bed with like 3 stitches in his eyebrow?
He might have a concussion. Any other fucking movie, this guy's ripping the fucking IV things out of his arm and going out to get his fucking girl.
Meanwhile, this is 75 in the NFL. How many concussions were they getting a day?
Oh, Jesus Christ, man.
I mean, it's not, yeah.
Every fucking minute they were getting it.
Yeah. And then this guy gets one. What a bitch ass. So then we get to the killer burning the film reel in a
They have a different
ashtray.
football over there, though, so it might be a little bit different.
That's true. Yeah.
Getting concussion in soccer, a.k.a. football for the rest of the world.
Then everyone would just call you a pussy.
Yeah. A concussion in soccer, which is what they call football, is when there's a yellow card that bumps into you and you flop on the ground and you're like, ah! And pretending that somebody like punched you. That's a soccer
this, not
concussion.
Manchester United though. They don't do that shit. The other teams do that.
Yeah. So we cut back to Doris and Stefano are hanging out. And Doris is telling Stefano, like, look, that Paul Bearer guy tried to fuck me.
Why does she say this to him?
He doesn't say anything. He just comes in and just starts slapping the shit out of her.
He just comes in and discount Freddie Mercury beats the shit out of this girl.
And now I'm getting hard.
For getting lippy.
Oh, he beats the fuck out of her,
but
dude.
Why does she even say anything at all about that? He does at this point. We have no knowledge that this guy knows that even happened. Why does she bring that up at all?
Because she's a woman and blah blah blah.
Because
Tim, they have to keep talking. It's genetic.
They're throwing us for a swerve right now because at this moment is when Carlo at the office thinks he develops the film and he sees Stefano. So you're like, oh shit, Stefano's the bad guy. That's why he's beating the shit out of Doris. Meanwhile, maybe Doris earned an ass beating.
Okay.
You don't know.
I didn't see a table with dinner on it. That's all I'm saying.
That's a good point, Wick.
That's true. That second beer was a little bit late.
And so we're like, oh, shit, Stefano's the killer.
Yeah, and the woman's just talking the entire time. And she was saying something like, "I've always done everything you wanted. Why are you doing this?" And I'm like, "See, that's where you fucked up. You always have to hold something back. That's how you stay in control."
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hot tips from Candice, ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies,
This is
listen up.
Candice's
Don't give them
relationship
everything.
advice.
Always hold something back, because then if you want something, what do you have to bargain with?
That's a good point.
So
Your
are you going to
wife?
say that at the end of this movie that beautiful woman has nothing at all to deal with, Candice?
That's a power play right there.
That's true. Yeah, at the end of the movie, that's her last bargaining chip, Tim.
She is all in.
So, yeah,
Greatest
then
fucking ending ever.
so
Swear to God, man.
So we find out that Stefano's not the killer because the killer is outside using one of those cool circle glass cutters. Fuck, I want one of those.
Isn't that nice with a little suction cup too?
It's, you can make
How's it
one.
make
They're
a
not that hard to
The
make.
whole thing was it's not supposed to make a sound.
Well,
That's the idea, yeah. But it does make a sound.
the reason it doesn't make a sound is because there's a suction cup on it, so it's not supposed to fall and then you hear the glass smash. But
And shatter, right.
you're still going to hear a tunk when you pull it out. Not that I know.
Yeah, it's going to be... And then the woman
That's
hears
because
you.
you've
But
never
that's why
pulled
you
out.
do it. That's why you... Jesus, Candice.
Oh, my God. It was so nice being on the show with you guys.
Hey, you know what? If the guy pulled out at the beginning of this movie, then the whole thing wouldn't have happened.
Fair enough.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's right. See?
So then Doris is like, all right, I'm going to go take a look around. And
If you can stop hitting me for a second.
Stefano rushes out, though.
That'd be
Stefano
great.
rushes out because he's like a man. He's like, I'm going to go fucking defend my woman. If anybody's going to beat my woman, it's me.
Yeah, that's right. Nobody's cutting in on my action.
Yeah. So, yeah, when Doris walks out there, Stefano's been cut to shit. And his
In like
entire
2 seconds. He's walked out the door. He's like, ah!
Yeah, and his entire dick area is gone. It just looks like a man witch.
Yeah,
Sure.
that's what I said.
It's like
He
someone threw a
dropped,
meatball at it at like high velocity. And
he
it just
dropped a
exploded.
plate of spaghetti on his lap. That's what it looks like.
Yeah.
It looks like Hamburger Helper.
That'll kill anybody.
Yeah. And then she goes out. She gets mutilated as well. She gets stabbed to shit.
Yep.
And then I love that when we cut to them after the fact, like her titty got cut off.
Yep.
Yep. Well, every time we see this killer's cutting something of somebody's off, right?
Yes.
Yeah, ears.
So, all right. So wait a second.
balls.
Is there some symbolism? Because one person she cuts the dick off.
Right.
Then we got this one where she cuts a tit and the
tick
this guy's
off, yeah.
dick. But then the other one, she cut somebody's ear off.
Yeah.
Maybe diving too deep into it. Something maybe to do with things that she has a problem with that particular person.
Like you heard about this, what's going to
Yeah,
happen.
heard
you
about
didn't
this.
do
and-
anything.
Well, and the
earrings.
the earrings might lead you to me somehow. So earrings, and
Yeah,
with
that
the
makes
dicks,
sense.
it's guys thinking with their dicks. And this was a model who had pretty nice, nice chest, something maybe like that. I don't
With
know.
the-
Women, I don't know. Women are mysterious,
With Paul Bearer, she just stabbed him.
right? Because where can you not stab the guy? He's like a
His
human
stomach,
pincushion anyway.
maybe because he eats too much.
Well,
Maybe he ate her dinner.
maybe
something.
we're thinking about this 10 times more than the people who made this thing. thought about it.
Probably, yeah.
I think I have to
So-
rewatch this again just to see if I missed anything.
You should. You definitely should.
We'll wait, Tim. Go ahead.
Yeah. So that at this point is when Magda, she's passed out
Yeah.
with a knife in her hand.
Yeah.
Right.
Like she's been planted there. Yeah.
Yeah. And Carlo, he storms in there and he's like, "Oh shit!" He grabs the knife and he wipes the prints off of it and chucks it. And then
He's making more trouble for himself because this whole movie, nobody wants to go to the fucking cops, right?
Right.
Just tell them
Right.
what the fuck
not.
is going on.
Well, they
She's
all
wearing
look
a
guilty
mink
as hell.
coat. If she cut a guy's cock and balls off and another woman's breast off,
Yeah.
there would be more than just the blood on the fucking switchblade handle that's in her
Yeah,
hand,
exactly,
right?
Tim.
Yeah.
I had that note here. I was like, if she did this, she would be covered in blood.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Yeah.
no, let's make her look guilty by me sneaking her out of the fucking house.
Exactly, yeah. It's so stupid. So then Carlo's like, "Oh shit, I guess Stefano wasn't the killer because he's dead. Mm-hmm. So he takes her down to
he hit himself and then killed himself by cutting his dick off.
Right. Maybe he did. I mean, that'd be a move, right? Talk about like your Kaiser Soze minute, and he stands up and without a dick and limps off. But,
no, he limp off.
So Carlo, he couldn't even limp. He's got nothing. So he takes Giselle down to this fountain, starts splashing her with water.
He's like, she goes, "Are you splashing me in the face with water?"
Yeah, and he's all like, you smell like a still, you reek of whiskey. And she's like, yeah, they probably made me drink all that. Where'd my legs go?
That's great.
I'm like, fuck, I've been there.
Yeah.
So then he's all like, look, man, we got to get you the fuck out of here. Let's head back and get your car. So I'm going to sling you over my shoulder. Where's your car? It's like, oh, it's back at the studio. So it's like, all right, cool. They go back, get her car, get into the studio. Carlo wants to like go and get his keys and his wallet and everything from the studio. And he's like, oh, shit, hold on. There's always a faucet turned on.
Yep.
So he connects those dots. Heads into the office where he sees a picture.
Finally,
we're 10 hours into the movie.
It feels like it.
We get the reveal of who the fucking killer
3 minutes
is.
in this movie.
it's so stupid.
It's the dumbest reveal
so
of a killer
dumb.
ever.
Yeah.
Because it's like, oh shit, remember the other blonde that looked like the other two blondes in the beginning of the movie?
Right.
Turns out she was the sister of the abortion girl that died.
It's literally throw a dart at like a dartboard full of headshots, and whoever gets hit, we're going to make them the killer.
Yeah, because it's Patrizia, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we see Patrizia's photo with her sister.
Right.
Who was the girl that died during the back alley blue light special abortion. Right. So then Carlo gets blindsided by this killer who is in the full, nail gun massacre getup.
Yep.
But they don't commit to killing him at all. They just kind of bump into him and then run away.
Yeah.
And then
I was like,
all right,
what Magda should have done is wait until Carlos, or whatever his name is, Carlo starts fighting the killer, and then wait until the killer's distracted. Let the killer kill Carlo, and then kill the killer, and then you kill two birds with one stone.
Oh, that's good.
You get Carlo out of your life, and you don't have someone stalking you.
And
then take your shirt off.
What are you talking about, Candice?
She loves Carlo. She literally tells him drunkenly that she loves him.
Right.
Yeah, and look, if she kills Carlo, she's not going to get the best night of her life at the end of this movie.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Because we all know women like it when you cross the line.
I swear to God.
We'll get to it.
We will. Yeah, let's not spoil this. This is so
No.
fucking good.
We got another 45 minutes just on the ending. Let's go.
It's 2 minutes from now.
I'll say this about the climactic fight on the stairs that happens is Carlo hauls off and punches the killer in the helmet. Just ka-tong.
Really in a helmet.
Such a punch, man.
Just a haymaker, patoink, in the helmet. That's how. All right.
Breaks his fucking hand, I'm sure.
Yeah, exactly.
And then they Eddie Murphy fall down the stairs.
Right. Yeah, it lasts 3 minutes. Yeah.
It's very funny.
Plus, did we mention how the fact that every time I don't think we mentioned this, that every time the killer is stalking somebody, they make the predator sound?
Yeah.
Darth Vader. We can just hear the breathing.
Yeah.
No, it's not just the breathing. It's that little predator sound.
Huh.
Yeah.
I'm going to watch it again to make sure I didn't miss something.
Yeah, why don't you go watch it one more time? We'll wait.
Yep, we'll wait.
Yeah, I was like, how the hell can they see in that helmet when they're inside it?
Candice, you haven't watched Nail Gun Massacre, have you?
Nope, I have not seen that movie.
How are you on this podcast? You haven't listened to that episode.
I've listened to that episode, but that was a long time ago.
And that didn't make you want to watch the movie?
No.
It's a bad movie, but it's so fun. So, Carlo runs down to the bottom of the stairs and is like, we do the Scooby-Doo ending, like you said, Wick, which is take off and oh shit, it's it's Patriza, the sister of the abortion woman.
Yeah,
we didn't know.
Bitch with no eyebrows.
Yeah, but we had no idea that they're sisters really, except for that one photo, and they were just in a photo together. There was no. Oh yeah,
It literally
So was she
makes
already
no sense.
working at the modeling agency before?
Well, they explained before your favorite moment in the favorite part of this thing. They explained that like she tried to get work there because she wanted to kind of break into the modeling business. So it's implied that she was kind of trying to mole herself into there. Yeah.
They also explained that maybe there was a
incest
Whitefire
going on?
situation.
Yeah.
They were sisters.
That's just a little razzle
maybe
dazzle added on top.
Yeah, she wasn't
bit
so
more.
mad that she got pregnant. She was more mad that she cheated on her or something, right?
No, you guys got it that they were sisters, but more than sisters. I thought that the brother and sister. I thought that the two models the one guy got castrated and she got her tit cut off, were brother and sister. I thought that's what they were talking about.
No,
with
they
that.
said that
this
Patriza and Evelyn were sisters, and also maybe there were a little bit more.
Okay, it got muddled. All right. Okay, I caught it.
There was maybe a little bit of a Whitefire
I think I have to
situation.
watch this movie again just to make sure. What the fuck?
All right, we'll wait.
so.
Go ahead. We'll hold on.
And then I just have we have another scene where we get Magda's tits because we have to.
I was really confused because this is the part where Carlo is explaining all of this, and it looks like a flashback. And I was like,
sort of, yeah.
I was so confused. I was like, okay, I let go of a lot of bullshit with this movie, but you can't. You couldn't like explain something earlier in the movie and then put that scene at the end and act like this whole time they knew this.
It's like that David Lynch movie where the chick is just fucking masturbating.
I guarantee you 1,000% that they just ran out of money and they had to button this sucker up. I guarantee you that's why the killing at the end wasn't climactic, and that's why they ended it the way that they did. I guarantee you this last scene is the reason why the original writer took his name off of.
The director was like,
I am all from now on, every movie should have its budget cut by 80%. If that's the ending that we're going to get,
let's get to it.
Come on, Avengers Endgame.
Let's get to it. Let's get to it.
This podcast is already 3 times longer than the movie itself.
It's Avengers rear end game. No, so I love this because then they're all like, because she was pregnant and then she had to get an abortion. She died. That was the whole. It sucks to get pregnant.
And Magda's like, well, you don't have to worry about that because I'm on the pill.
Yeah, you can bust inside of me. Is what she says.
Carlo says, oh, well, just to make sure. And he flips her over and she's like struggling, trying to stop.
She is legitimately, she is not giving consent.
This is like a Timothy Carey move, right? She did not know this is how the movie was going to end.
Right.
They filmed this on the last day of shooting, just like, just in case like Leatherface cut his leg off with the fucking chainsaw in Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Do this on the last day of shooting. She can't back out. I mean, literally. She's stuck.
She's stuck all right, like a spit pig.
This movie ends with an anal rape joke,
right?
And it's so funny. It freeze frames with him smiling over her shoulder, and she's like screaming.
No, it freeze frames with her smiling too. That's the thing. It's like he goes, just kidding," and then it freeze frames and she's grinning, kind of like what Candice was saying. It's like, "Oh, I still have that card I could play then." You're just kidding, but I wouldn't.
I laughed so hard I had tears in my eyes. I was like, that's the funniest fucking thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, Candice, I laughed and laughed and laughed, and then I laughed some more.
I called 3 friends.
No, I came out of the room and I told my husband about it. I was like, oh my god, the ending of this movie. And he's just like, what?
The ending was...
Did you show him that part at least?
No idea. He would have said, I don't understand that.
Yeah.
I don't understand that.
He wouldn't get it.
Then your husband is all like, hey, babe.
That card.
Your husband is like, hey, babe, I got a joke for you. Later. In bed. And then he just fucks you in the ass.
Okay,
so then,
all right, great.
Credits.
Glad you explained that. I was real confused.
We have docked every boat tonight, gentlemen.
There you go, folks. So that is the
greatest movie ever made
for your killer, Wick.
Fuck
Thank you,
Italian filmmakers. This is how you make a movie.
Oh God!
Yeah.
Thank you so much for bringing this to the show, dude. It's excellent. I think it's successful in what it sets out to do, and I highly recommend it to all of our listeners.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
yeah.
So I openly admit that this is not for everybody. You do have to divorce yourself
for me.
from.
It's 100% for me. I don't care.
I don't think that is. I don't think that's even like a tiny bit of in dispute. But I will say you do have to divorce yourself from good taste.
Yeah, you do have to divorce yourself from being sensitive about how women are treated in films.
It is a horribly misogynistic, almost to the point where it's like Candice says. If this was advertised as a parody, I think that it might have.
I'd
water
believe it.
to it. Like I think you could carry water with it.
Yeah, you could tell me this was a satire of Giallo movies, and I would buy it.
Yeah, there is that
maybe not
to
even
it.
necessarily that. Maybe if it was like a Slumber Party Massacre scenario where it was written as satire, but the director didn't know that. I could
don't know
totally
that,
buy
right?
that.
We're not 100% sure. We can't read Italian.
And we don't know it. I will say, again, if you can distance yourself from the misogyny and not take it seriously, even though obviously it's really offensive. It's really offensive.
It's horrible, but in all the right ways.
But okay, again, God damn it! Every time I try to gate this thing a little bit.
Okay, let Wick get his plausible deniability out.
No, that's I'm I have no excuse. I brought this to you guys for a reason. I figured it could go either way.
Movie, motherfucker. What are you talking about?
I did. I figured it could either go either way. I was either going to get blasted for the entire show for what the fuck are you thinking?
All right.
Or it was going to go the other way, and I was going to literally make Tim's year, and even then I was like, "Oh God!" And I'm going to have to fight Candice on this thing.
Okay?
Yeah,
you made my decade.
I'm glad it went in the other direction. You guys saw what I
why you did this, yeah.
But at the same time, I wouldn't normally recommend this to anybody who takes anything seriously.
I would only recommend this to a 15-year-old Tim Yobo.
Oh, for God's sake.
Yeah. Honestly, I would recommend this to anybody who gets the show.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like,
well,
that's the thing.
Listening to this show, Jesus.
That's the group. If you get the show, if you get the N-word jokes with me bleeping out,
escaped than any other podcast audience in the world.
Yeah. If I'm going to bring you guys something that you guys are going to see, and it's going to be Giallo, then I want it to at least, come in screaming.
You know what? It meets the requirements. Tim, we know your thoughts about the movie. You love it.
I want this on fucking 4K UHD. I want to count the hairs.
Tim is going to buy a VR rig for this movie.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
Oh, don't give him ideas.
Like an interactive tour of Edwige.
And I honestly want to know, Candice, what are your final thoughts on it?
It's fine. I mean, it's certainly got some unintentionally funny parts, but but the gore's pretty light, and it does kind of drag. It's not a short movie, so I would say.
But the ending, Candice,
that ending's very funny. That is one of the funniest things.
I think they came up with the ending. They built the movie around it.
Damn it!
I often look for movies that are so bad that they're good, and this scratches that itch.
Absolutely.
So perfectly.
It's infinitely watchable if you can do that. Yeah,
100%. So, Wick, thank you so much for bringing this to the show. Is there anything that you want people to pay attention to on the internet?
Not necessarily. The internet is a horrible place. But if you are on it and you're on Instagram, check me out, wick.718. And that's who gives a shit about anything else.
Okay.
That's fine. Yeah.
That's wonderful. Tim, what about you, my friend?
I think I have some grindbang things coming up, and Daniel is supposed to be restarting his podcast up.
Good.
Me and Mike from the grindbang are going to be on it.
I suggested
doing,
this
part 3 of the chairman of the board, so you can be on it too.
Oh yeah, buddy. I suggested this one to Daniel because there are so many sus mustaches in this movie.
I'll do this movie again with Daniel. No fucking problem. I'm going to rip my notes up right now, so I have to take them all over again.
Yep. Candice, what about you? Is there anything on the internet you want people to pay attention to?
Well, I just booked a episode with Esoteric Cinema. They asked me to be on their show.
Oh, nice.
Those poor bastards.
The ones who said you sounded cute, huh?
Yeah, exactly. They know what's up.
That's all you need to get Candice. Tell me she sounds cute, and she'll be on your podcast.
Flatter me, sir.
Might have to lose a little bit of that tummy fat. Slap, slap, slap.
Jiggle into the show.
Yeah.
So that's going to be coming around a bit.
So we know her hips are pretty good.
Yeah.
God.
I even did it the old-fashioned way.
Esoterica Cinema podcast with Candice.
Yep.
You know what you're going to be talking about,
Nope.
or just keep it a secret?
We're going to do it random. They said that they were just going to pick a random movie. I was like, whatever. They're like, do you want to do horror?
Perfect.
Or, I was like, you know what? Let me branch out. Let me do something not horror. Or just whatever you randomly pick.
Oh, okay.
So that's what's going to happen.
And you did just do that Pokemon movie, so
Exactly.
you can branch out beyond horror. That's what Candice is saying. I would say if you have to pay attention to anything on the internet, you should not pay attention to the internet because it's a horrible, terrible place. But if you have to, go to patreon.com/bloodybits and subscribe to the Patreon where you can get access to our bonus episodes. We've got a new Hunting for Strange coming up. I am so excited about. There's a possessed.
Oh, that's right. Next week, yeah.
Yeah, there's a possessed dog, which is the fucking best. And
Which
this
is a dog that just humps your leg.
Yeah. Let Jesus fuck you. That's what the dog is.
Oh,
saying.
God. He's humping your leg and it's like, Jesus, fuck you.
Let Jesus fuck you.
There's your Scooby-Doo. There's your ending.
Oh, look, that dick is red. It must be the devil's.
Oh, God. He flips you over. Don't get pregnant.
Zoinks.
Oh, God damn it. Just, Velma, don't lose your glasses,
Such
please.
a great ending. I swear to God. I just want this
So
ending on a
fun.
loop.
So, yeah, patreon.com/bloodybits. Also, you can just go to bloodybits.com, listen to all of our episodes. And if you have the time, give us a 5-star rating on the podcast app of your choice.
Pump us
We
up, man. Come on.
appreciate
We're going to break that top 100. Then we can get some real
we're
money off
104, baby. Maybe
company.
eventually a sponsor will pay us.
Oh, yeah. And
with
follow me on Twitter at HorrorHoochie69.
follow Tim at Yobo Gold. Follow me at Eddie the Axe on literally everything. And Wick, thank you for joining us. This is how we end it with anal rape.
Thank you so much, Wick.
Wick, bend
Just kidding.
over. Grab your ankles.
Yeah, I was only joking.